Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
There was a thing. I usually have I have a notes. I wish I could talk good. I have
on a podcast? Never.
The notes app. I have a note in that.
You have a notepad, and on that notepad is written a singular note.
Just says be smarter.
It says talk good.
I have one for things I would maybe want to bring up on Better Chatter if we completely run out of things to say. But there was also I wrote down a fucking tuna salad, right?
Tuna salad.
We're not doing that.
Are we really bringing another salad to this fucking
stick
podcast?
with me for a fucking second.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I know what you're gonna try and turn this into. This is not what this is about.
Okay, tuna salad. Yes, I'm familiar with the concept of a fake salad. Yes.
Fucking goddamn it! So I wanted to make some the other day, and I did it again this morning, and it's still good. But instead of, because it's usually the tuna and then mayonnaise and then whatever seasonings you want to add, and then sometimes people put shredded cheese in it if they want to make a sandwich with it, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so if you want to make a tuna melt, add some.
Okay. It's just the idea of cheese and mayonnaise together is kind of gross to me. But
I get what you're saying, but
tuna melts are all right.
Yeah, you can either do just a slice of cheese on top of it, or what I like to do is put the shredded cheese in it, and so it mixes in and melt. It's nice.
Well,
but anyway,
cheese slices are less of a thing here. We mostly grate proper produced cheese.
Well, you can get slices of stuff other than American cheese.
Yeah, I know we can get the American style cheese slices, but you can
get a slice of Munster or Swiss. It doesn't have to be that shitty processed cheese.
Not for us. We don't really have that as a thing. Or if we do, I'm just not familiar with it.
That's absurdly bizarre. But anyway,
it's just a block of cheese, man. We mostly we live off of cheddar. Cheddar cheese is the most common cheese here.
Fair enough. The point was,
do you guys have cheddar?
Yeah, of course we have cheddar.
I don't know, because sometimes you said Munster. I don't know what Munster is. I thought that
Munster
was
is a superior cheese.
What does it taste like?
Man, that's hard to describe. I'm not good at that. But
is it oaky? Is it a rustic flavor? Is it creamy or?
Well, it is a good melting cheese, because what I've realized is that American cheese is purely used for its ability to melt.
Yeah.
Munster is a good cheese that also melts good, and it's not fucking mozzarella, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, how do you spell it? Munster?
M-U-E... Wait. Let me double check. Munster.
Oh yeah, it's Muenster.
Muenster, yeah. M-U-E-N-S-T-E-R.
Yeah, this is
it's a semi-soft
brand
cheese.
new to me. I'm not familiar with this type of cheese.
It originated in Germany, it looks like. So, yeah.
A lot of the cheese that we consume is oddly enough from this country, cheddar, Red Leicester, Wensleydale.
Okay, before I finish my tuna salad thing, I just want to say, until I heard that fucking... What is it? Is it from Wallace and Gromit, that audio, where they bring up Wensleydale?
Wensleydale?
Not even Wensleydale.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. Wallace and Gromit is so, British and good.
But, that is such a British-sounding cheese that it almost sounds made up. It sounds like a town more than a cheese.
It is. No, it's named after the place where it's made.
Fucking brilliant. I love that.
Cheddar is a place.
It is?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know where it is. But you have, the Cheddar Gorge. I visited there, forever ago.
That sounds made up.
No. It's a village in, where is it? Somerset. It's a really, old-timey, British village where it's, they have this massive gorge, basically, and it looks like a tourism, not even a real place, but it's so, it's really pretty. And, they have caves there as well, and you have, all the cool shit in there. It's really cool.
Honey,
really
let's go to the cheese caves.
Oddly enough, there's no cheese things there. you know?
Yeah, it's weird. If your place is like the origin of cheddar, the most common cheese I think in the world, wouldn't you want to like do something with that?
Well, they obviously make bank off of it, but like from what I can remember when I was there, it was never like the cheese town. You know, it was more like
But
the
that's
place
weird
where
to
the
me,
gorge
like-
is.
There's fucking Hershey, Pennsylvania, and that chocolate sucks. And you're the originators of cheddar, and you're not gonna like do something with that?
We probably do. I went there when I was like quite young, so I'm probably misremembering it.
That's
but
fair. But anyway,
from my time there, I didn't remember. Ooh, look at all the cheese. I remember. Ow, my legs hurt because we've been walking fucking everywhere on
Yeah.
stone steps and everything.
how old were you when you went there?
Oh, I must have been like 7 or 8 or something like
Yeah,
that.
at that age, if you got to walk a lot, you're not thinking about what you're actually looking at. You're just like, I want to stop walking.
I thought it was a cool place. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go back there with an adult brain. But what are we doing?
I was gonna talk about this fucking tuna salad that I made, and we've been divulging off of it over and over again.
Welcome to the cheese episode.
Right, this is supposed to be second part of the internet. This was just supposed to be a pre-episode like thing to talk about, but I guess we're in it now. Welcome to Bitter Chatter. I'm Bitter.
No, you
he's
have to
Chatter.
finish the tuna salad, tuna sandwich.
Yeah,
What
I'm
are you
gonna
doing?
go. So,
I'm hooked now. I need to know the conclusion of this riveting tale.
because remember, I put you on grilled peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I actually tried that and I didn't like it.
I thought you did like it. It was just too hot.
I mean, I remember it burning my mouth, and I'm like,
Well, it's not the food's fault that you're impatient.
how long do you have to wait? I shouldn't
Just a
have
couple
to wait.
minutes.
I'm on unlimited time here. I've only got so long.
It's like making anything else hot. You give it a second at least before you shove it in your food hole.
I don't understand.
Well, anyway,
Once I have food ready, regardless of temperature, I shove it in my hole.
then you cannot blame the food when you get burnt.
I'm not blaming the food. I'm just saying that it wasn't a good experience.
But that's not anyway.
I'm not blaming the food. I'm just telling you that it was a negative experience. I'm not saying it was the food's fault. I'm just saying.
Anyway, I made a tuna salad, but I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier the last few months. So instead of mayonnaise, I used hummus, which, God almighty, that shit's delicious.
Is it really?
Yes. I also seasoned it with tahine, which you might not have access to, so don't worry about that
tahini.
part.
Yeah, I know what
Oh,
that
you
is,
do?
yeah.
You do have it.
Oh, we have it. I don't know how common it is, but
Oh,
I know
fair
what
enough.
it is, and I've had it before.
I love that shit. I use some adobo and tahine and
Wait,
a little bit.
Madobo, what?
Adobo is just kind of like an all-purpose seasoning
Adobe
mixture.
Adobe Premiere.
yeah, exactly.
I've never heard of that. Sorry.
You'll probably find it in some sort of seasoning. If you have tahine, you probably have adobo.
Adobo.
But
Is that how
yeah,
you pronounce it? Oh, adobo.
yes. And instead of shredded cheese from a bag, I used crumbled goat cheese. Yo, this fucking tuna salad was insane.
What
I
kind of vegetables did you have in yours?
I didn't have any stuff to chop up and put in there, so I didn't do that. But I didn't need it, I don't think. But
Okay.
I would bet whatever you would normally put in your tuna salad, hello, you could do with this.
They want to know the recipe. That's what they're making noise for.
Yeah, apparently. Fuck me! Shut up!
You think you'd be used to it by now?
I know, it's just when they do it while I'm recording, I get more agitated.
Maybe they don't know. Maybe you should just yell out the window and tell them that you're recording a very important podcast with many, many, many listeners
Yes, it's
that we clearly have.
you know, when big name podcasters like us have to, remind the world how busy we are, it's really
How are
unfair.
you saying that with a straight face?
It's really unfair to the little guys, like, those indie podcasts, like that one, I don't know if you've heard of it, Joe Rogan has one that he's trying to get started up. It has potential, I think, but, when we're up here in our world, we got to remember that it's not so simple for everyone else down there. I feel like I have to take a shower after saying that.
I
But
mean,
that might also just be
I
the
don't want to join you, but I want to have a shower in like the next booth opposite, like simultaneously.
I don't know if that's because of the grossness of what I said, or if it's the ungodly New York humidity that is literally sticking to my skin right now. But
Yeah, it's not a fun world to be in right now. It's humid there, it's humid here, probably humid in other places.
I hate living in a place that does not have central AC. I think New York is a wonderful place for many reasons, but this aspect of it, the summers, fuck that. I hate summer.
Yeah, summer I literally become like a zombie on autopilot. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what day it is. I'm just thinking it's fucking hot, and I hate every second that I exist in it.
Are you a winter person?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I give me cold all day, every day.
Winter and autumn.
Fall's nice, yeah. I like the cool.
I like cold wind. Cold wind is nice.
Yeah, I want it snow on the ground, cold all the time. Like that is my natural habitat. I love
That's
New York.
basically Minnesota, isn't it?
Yeah, that's part of. I loved Minnesota. It was fucking wonderful. Fucking negative 30 degrees with 3 feet of snow on the ground. Let me sit inside with my fucking fireplace, fucking cup of hot chocolate, and if I get really bored, I'll go out and play in the fucking snow because it's not ungodly hot and I won't fucking melt out there.
No, you deal with the heat now.
I hate it. I truly hate it. At least summers in New York don't last all that long. Like, it only...
Yeah, I mean, summers in England are... we treat it like it's a rare thing, but it actually happens every fucking year. I don't know why people are so surprised about it every time it happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah, point being is that I hate every single second that it happens because I am unable to do anything comfortably, so it means it affects my ability to think, which, as we have learned through this podcast, is already running at, like, bare capacity anyway.
Yeah, I got 2 months of this shit to deal with now at this point, and I want to jump off a fucking tall building. I hate summer so much.
Well, you got plenty of those there.
Yeah, that's the one thing we have in surplus here is fucking places to kill yourself. Anyway, this is we're supposed to be doing part 2 of the internet today.
Internet discussion continued. Last time, talked about memes. Talked about horrible experiences with the internet. Talked about social media. Touched on a couple of different things last time.
Yeah, we talked about sort of like our experiences with the early internet and how that maybe has changed. Or maybe we'll get more into how it's changed this time around. But I did want to like cover like what is some content that you watched a lot of or watch a lot of now. Like, I guess that could be a thing. Like from the beginning of like your content watching phases to now, like what sort of stuff have you been like in on over the course of being on the internet?
Do we want to start with things that we have sort of remained current with for the entirety of our lives, or do we want to maybe touch on some dark hidden pasts that have in hindsight become quite horrible to have watched at the time?
Let's start with more of a middle ground of like, I liked it then, it's not necessarily problematic now, it just doesn't still exist anymore.
Well, I mean, we both want to talk about the super best friends, clearly.
Oh, that's a big one, especially in what I just said.
Probably the biggest that we share, I'm gonna say.
Probably. At least...
It's what helped us, like, become friends, I think.
Yeah, because... I don't think I was as big into them before we started talking. I definitely knew of them and saw a couple videos, like their Machinima videos. But I don't think I like followed the channel prior to us meeting. But I knew of them and liked them. And then when you came in and also liked them, it got me into them more. They don't exist anymore, so there's a chance people don't know who we're talking about. I mean,
this is the thing about this group of people, is that them as creators probably didn't have the biggest impact on the internet, but they gave platforms for a lot of things that did have a big impact and are currently sort of rising and becoming very famous themselves.
What do you mean?
They are their DNA is within a lot of different things.
Such as?
Well, the Yakuza series of video games.
That is true. I feel like Pat single-handedly helped that game become big in the West.
We should probably just explain bare bones who these people are first.
Right. So the channel started off as two best friends, Matt and Pat.
Two best friends play, Matt and Pat.
Yeah, and it really started off as a
sharing and junk.
Yeah, it really started off as a Machinima series.
Yeah, they were on the Machinima YouTube channel, which also no longer exists. But they had this. I don't want to say it was fictional, but they played up personalities, wherein you have Matt, the stupid one, and Pat, the angry one.
Yes.
And they get butthurt with each other whilst playing video games.
Yep, pretty standard early Let's Play formula, with some, like you said, not fully scripted, but
They were playing up a personality that wasn't necessarily who they were as people.
Exactly. And then
because these personalities would then sort of fade away, and we get to learn who they sort of really are and what their real opinions are, and it's no less entertaining. It's just a different dynamic.
Yeah, and then like you said, when it was more of just what was on their channel, they were more themselves. And that was, just like you said, just as entertaining. And they brought in a couple of other friends of theirs to the point where it became a 4-man group, with Wooly and Liam. And they would do all sorts of different playthroughs where it would be different combinations of the four of them. Pat and Wooly playthroughs were always my favorite.
Yeah, I think obviously the Matt and Pat standard formulas were probably my favorite, but Matt and Wooly had some great series as well under their belts.
Yes, they absolutely did. I also really like the dynamic of Matt and Liam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially during the what was it called? Creepy anime bullshit?
Yeah, I think that was literally what it was.
And they had different seasonal things that they would do. Every Halloween season they would do fucking, what was it called? The
shitstorm.
The shitstorm of scariness.
The shitstorm of scariness. That went on for, I think, 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, and they would play different horror games. Some of them good, some of them really awful.
The most famous Let's Plays probably being of Heavy Rain, a couple of the Silent Hill games, Yakuza, which sort of brought a spotlight onto that and probably made for a lot more localization opportunities.
Definitely.
Than it would have done by itself.
My favorite things they ever did were always the
the Walking Dead series was fucking great.
That was a great one, yes. I loved
all
their Last of Us playthrough. They did Final Fantasy
Rising.
X. Yup. And they did
a load of different games, basically.
Yeah, my favorite things they ever did were always those, it's 1 month of this type of game. They did the WrestleMania series.
WrestleMania, yeah, they did that twice, where it was 30 days of them just playing a wrestling game every day.
Yep, and they did one with superhero games. I don't remember what that one was called, what that series of...
I'm not sure either. They did one about mech as well, robots.
And they were just a fun Let's Play group. And so the difference, I think, with them and most Let's Plays, or at least Let's Play groups, was that, if you watch Game Grumps, a lot of people watch Game Grumps, and I love Game Grumps, I'm not saying anything bad about them with this, but a lot of people watch Game Grumps like they would listen to a podcast, where watching the game on screen almost doesn't matter. You can really just listen to them talk, because most of the time they're not talking about the game, which is, there's plenty of people that prefer that. And then the Super Best Friends, you watch their videos because they're talking about the game for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was a very different experience. And there were sometimes crossovers with the two of them. They did brief collaboration videos that I loved. And But yeah, and then kind of it started with Liam when Liam left. And like many this person left this internet group scenarios, people are still kind of unsure exactly what happened. Liam says it was for his mental health, which is totally like, I believe that. But a lot of people suspect that maybe there was something in the dynamic that he wasn't enjoying anymore. That's all like rumors, and I'm not here to get into that. But it started with Liam leaving, and then there was a point where Matt had to take a mental health break, but he did come back. But then not long after that, they announced the channel was just done. Kind of out of the blue, but...
and that specifically, Matt and Pat were not even friends anymore.
Yeah,
their relationship had degraded to the point where they were no longer even on like speaking terms.
Yeah, which was difficult.
So which a majority of the time they still aren't, and they've all individually said that they basically are done with that group, and it will never come back, and you should instead just look at their individual works going forward, which, to be fair, pretty good.
Yeah.
Matt McMuscle's probably being the most famous with his What Happened series. Like, a lot of people watch that now.
I'm
probably
sure they do.
a lot more than ever watched Best Friends.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The numbers on Matt are fucking incredible.
I actually don't keep up with Matt, so I didn't know that.
His videos are really good. It's a lot more scripted and, like, research-based and stuff. He still does, like, Let's Plays of, like, specific games, but... yeah, the What Happened series is basically his most famous thing now.
Yeah, and then Pat and Wooly both do individual gaming streams a lot. They also upload that to YouTube channels, and they do their own podcast, just the two of them, called Castle Super Beast, which has a lot of the same vibes as the Super Best Friends cast that all four of them used to do together. Like, it's very long.
They mostly talk about, like, video game journalism and, like, aspects of the industry and everything.
Yeah,
it's, like, really quite in-depth.
Video game news, what's coming out, who's shitty in the industry this week, shit like that. So, yeah, that was definitely a big one for me. But before... you know what? This is reminding me that before I got into Game Grumps or Best Friends or any other Let's Player groups, there was one way before that. Before I even got into Let's Playing in general. And it started with the game Halo Reach. And I was playing that game and I got stuck at a certain part and I had to look up, what do I do? And I found this walkthrough Let's Play series that this guy, whose YouTube channel was called SSOHPKC, his real name was Seamus. And I was watching his series to figure out what to do next. And I also just happened to be enjoying the videos as I was watching it. And I was like, I'll just keep watching this. And then I started watching the rest of his videos. And I liked him a lot. He did a lot of Mario ROM hacks. So, like, they would change the level design and make it way harder. And then, at one point, he put up a video saying he was joining this group of Let's Players called The Creatures. Now, I'm going to bet, Brooks, you've never heard of them.
I have no idea who these people are.
Yep. So, it was one of those groups where, like, if you know them, you, like, just had a fucking brain blast memory. If you don't, you're like, who the fuck are they? It comprised of Seamus, Uber Haxer Nova, who then went on to do...
I've heard that name.
Yes, he went on to do that channel Cow Chop, and then he left that, and I don't know what he's doing now. Gassy Mexican, Kutra, Sly Foxhound, I just remember one of their real names was Dan. I don't remember what his like username was. A whole bunch of people. And they were one of the first groups that I ever saw on the internet that did the classic, well, we're all in this group. Let's buy a house and live together.
Yes, the blueprint for what became known as the influencer houses.
Yeah, and guess what? That was a bad idea.
I bet it was. Has there ever been an influencer house that has actually, like, been good aside from maybe offline TV?
I have no idea.
And even then, that's had its share of controversies.
I'm sure it has. I can't think of one that's gone smooth.
What are you talking about? Team 10 was a good idea.
Oh, yeah, and the Hype House.
But
Was Hype House David Dobrik?
I don't even know, honestly. I just know the name. Yeah, it wasn't long after they all moved in together. A couple months went by, everything was going good. And then, of course, you put a bunch of people that have never actually met in person into a house together, something's going to go wrong. And it started when Dan and Gassy Mexican got into some drama and Gassy left. And it just sort of kept going from there until eventually I had stopped watching. And about a couple years after I stopped watching, I later discovered, the entire group just disintegrated. And there's one particular video on their channel which still exists. And it's Dan and Kutra, who kind of, I guess, were like the founders of the group, sitting in a park. Dan looks miserable to deliver this news that the channel's ending. Kutra has like a fucking smile on his face because the final decision was made through the fact that Kutra got a job with some big company and wasn't going to be able to do this content anymore. So the group, it was literally just the two of them at that point. The group no longer would exist. So everyone's like, wow, this feels kind of shitty to see Dan so upset that this is over and Kutra like so fucking not bothered by it and like, see ya fuckers. So that's how that ended. But it was the first big like Let's Player group that I remember like, oh, I love these guys so much. And then I just watched it kind of fall apart and be like, oh no.
I mean, the same could be said for singular YouTubers who we've probably both enjoyed watching, and then their fall from grace could be very well documented.
Who are some that you have in mind?
Well, I mean, we've all watched a Tobuscus video at some point, haven't we?
Man, I remember I thought he was so good.
Not only is he a sexual predator,
yeah, that one was a bit
but
rough.
he's also extremely right-wing as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I think of when I hear, ooh, nugget in a biscuit,
Well, add on top of that, that content didn't exactly age up with the people that watched it at the time, you know what I mean?
Remember Cute Win Fail?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a series of these videos he did, which was basically, it was like Ray William Johnson equals free after that sort of evaporated into nothingness.
Yeah, that was
Buried,
another, like, guy that everyone was watching at the time.
What's happening for him? On today's episode of Equals Free, I'm Ray William Johnson, and I approve this message. Stalking your mom, stalking your mom.
Do you
Remember that shit?
Do you remember when Ray William Johnson made a band?
Oh, what was it? Your Martian something?
Your Favorite Martian.
Yeah.
I
just
remember
make music.
Unironically liking those songs.
I think I did too.
Like, for a little while.
What the fuck happened there?
I don't know.
What part of our brain was triggered into thinking, yeah, this is good?
I think because, if I remember correctly, a lot of the music was very, I'll just say edgy humor.
Yeah.
And we were at that age where that was hitting the spot.
Apparently so. Not proud of it.
Yeah, I looked back, I'm like, was this any good? And I which one did I fucking listen to? I think it was the Stereotypes song. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, not good.
No, definitely not.
So, but yeah, Tobuscus.
Remember when like Equals Free was like the #1 thing on YouTube, and then it seemingly just disintegrated, and like there's no trace of it anymore at all?
Yeah,
ever?
it's like completely gone.
It was like the biggest thing at one point. It was like Fred. Like they had wars with Fred over the amount of subscribers, and then Fred has evaporated into nothingness as well since then.
I think the guy has another channel though, where it's just like him being him instead of the character Fred.
Yeah,
Lucas.
I think they actually sold the channel to like some company or something.
Oh wow! Really?
Oh, Smosh.
Okay, so I would occasionally watch a Smosh video, but I was never subscribed to them. I was never that big.
I was subscribed, and I was very big into Smosh when they were doing their early sketches, like the first Boxman, the experiment they did on the beach, the other video on the beach where the guy was like pretending to be stranded, but he was actually surrounded by loads of people.
I would watch the food battles.
The scooter race, the food battles. Oh, the pink frosted sprinkled donuts. And then they had those years where you could vote for the food and everything.
Yeah, I remember. I saw a TikTok.
I miss those videos, honestly. I really do.
I saw a TikTok where it was like the year is 2010 or whatever, and you're pissed that the pink frosted sprinkled donut won another food battle. But yeah, it was.
I was big into Smosh, and then, I don't know, I guess their humor just kind of... Either I grew out of it, or it got worse. Probably a mixture of both. And then Anthony left, and then I think even Ian is gone now, so it's just like this weird company thing that produces content, and I'm sure it's okay. But it's nothing like... like going to the mountains, where they get stuck in the mountains, and then Ian is dressed up as an evil elf with a gun. Like,
yeah, there's a difference between
classic shit.
There's a difference between two dudes doing sketch comedy videos and then like the channel basically becoming college humor.
That's literally what it's become, from what I know. It's depressing.
Which, you know, I get it. They both moved on and they're doing their own things. At least
Anthony Padilla is doing fucking great on his own. He does like the interview type things and everything. Like, he's fine. He's good still.
I spent a day with a fucking alien from Mars or whatever.
So tell me what it is like being an alien from Mars. What are some of the perceptions about aliens from Mars?
Well, you know...
Every video is like that, and I poke fun, but depending on who he's got on there, it is actually quite interesting.
I watched one where he interviewed E-Boys, and that was actually, like, interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen the one where he did, like, VTubers, obviously.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Just a load of different ones. And plus, he's in a relationship with Glam and Gore, which is one of Ellie's favorite people on YouTube, so...
I don't know who that is. But
Glam and Gore, name's Mikey. They're a makeup artist / prosthetics artist / bodybuilder sometimes.
Wow.
Very, very interesting channel. Very cool. I'd say part of the beauty scene, which is a whole separate community on its own, but
it
that's
sure is
another discussion for later.
Yeah, I never got into them, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. But definitely. They were definitely part of that early YouTube. Like, they were one of the big ones for sure.
You know what I'm ashamed of now?
What?
Shane Dawson.
I was gonna bring up Shane Dawson. Yeah. So here's my thing about
fucking yikes, bro. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely big yikes. But here's my experience with Shane Dawson in the early YouTube days, like in that era where we were just talking about with Smosh dominating and all that. I would occasionally watch a Shane Dawson video. I was never subscribed. And at the time, it was funny. Looking back, it's like, yikes. And then I kind of stopped watching. I didn't care. And I missed that whole era of Shane Dawson where it became like, watch me eat way too much food and be, like, scripted about it.
Oh, I was the same as well.
I missed that entire era of Shane's catalog. And I only came back in with the Tanacon videos. Which,
yeah, like the long form sort of content that he was doing in like multiple parts and everything.
Yeah, Tanacon was not the first one of that he did.
No, it was like an evolution almost, where he would take a topic and then he would make like 3 videos like belonging to a storyline, like a
3-part documentary. Almost.
His boyfriend would wear a fat suit, and it would be like a 3 video series about why it was weird to have that happen, and he'd wear a bald cap at the same time as well. And then he spent time with other YouTubers as well. He found someone who made a derogatory video essay on him, invited him to his house, and bought him a car. Like,
it started getting a little weird
as shit. And then obviously it evolved into the Jeffree Star shit, which
was sort of
fucking God almighty.
That turned out to be the beginning of his downfall. But
well, not even. Like, he already had, like, miraculously managed to fucking Men in Black, like, mind wipe a lot of people at those times where he did, like, suicide jokes, openly did blackface for years, really weird sexual jokes towards animals and children, like...
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. Like, there's a load of different video essays on what's happened with Shane Dawson. I probably recommend the one by D'Angelo Wallace. That's it. He's done stuff on like Shane, James Charles, H3, all that stuff. So
there you go. And then also it led up to Shane doing that series about Jake Paul, which here's the thing about those series that he would do, those documentary series highlighting a person. It was usually meant like, here's a person that the internet doesn't like. Let's talk to them, figure out what's going on in their head. Maybe we can...
I can fix that.
Yeah, maybe we can like redeem this person in the eyes of the internet. And it kind of worked for a little bit. Trisha Paytas got one. And at the time, people were like, maybe she's not so bad. Jeffree Star got one. And people were like, maybe he's not so bad. And then it went to Jake Paul. And I was like, there's no way people are actually going to be swayed to forgiving Jake Paul for all the shit he's pulled because of Shane Dawson's series. And I was half right. A lot of people were...
It kind of worked for some people.
Yeah, a lot of people were still like, I get it, but no. And then some people were like, okay, maybe Jake's not so bad. And then Jake immediately went back to his old ways. People were like, never mind. And then at the same time, some shit with Jeffree and James Charles started happening, and Shane was involved in it, and that brought...
entire fucking beauty community drama is, I think it was called Dramageddon, and it's part of the reason why you can no longer see live feeds of YouTubers' subscribe accounts.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's also why YouTube, the website itself, has removed the option to see specific amounts of subscribers. You can only see it in like the thousands.
Oh, I didn't know that this was related to all that.
Because of this shit. They would cancel a specific person, and then everyone would go to Social Blade and see their subscriber count fall, and they would live stream that number going down. It was like this weird culty thing, and it was just horrible to be a part of, honestly. And I am ashamed to say that when I was watching these videos, I was like, this is some good shit. I'm going to recommend this to my friends who probably didn't drink the Kool-Aid and were in fact very aware of how problematic he has been and will probably always be.
Yeah, but
I don't know whether he's made a return to the internet recently or not, but as far as I'm aware, he's not been doing anything, which, good. He's a fucking terrible human being. But
now, I'll say this. I am a person who believes in maybe... There's always... I've seen it happen. I've seen people improve as people, and the shitty videos that Shane made were a long time ago, and it looked like he was at least trying to be a better person during this era of making these documentary videos about people. But
that was also bullshit. That was a complete cult of personality.
Exactly. That was the problem. It turns out he hasn't really changed. When that whole Jeffree Star shit happened, really people were mad at Jeffree, but Shane was in association with Jeffree, literally in business with Jeffree, and refused to say that anything Jeffree was doing was bad. And people were like, wait a minute, are you like actually a shithead still? And it turns out, yes.
And he had like a literal like mental breakdown on Instagram, and then...
Yeah, I only like... You know what was funny? I didn't know about that when it happened, and I found out by being on TikTok one day, and there was like this phase of TikTok where people would take an audio of some influencer having a fucking mental breakdown and use it as audio for like an iPhone game. And that's how I first heard the audio of Shane having his breakdown. And I was like, what the fuck did I miss?
Oh, no one needs to really go back and look at this just to see it. But if you want to educate yourself as to why things have ended up the way they are, D'Angelo Wallace did several like hour-long videos about this specific thing, and it's all very well informed, very well researched, and there's no looking back from that after you've seen it. There's no looking at him in the same way again. Yeah.
A slightly different train of thought. Did you ever watch vloggers? Like, we talked about Tobuscus, but...
Oh, yeah.
So, I watched a few different vloggers at
What are some names? Because I feel like I've repressed them just because of how the content is and was.
Well, I watched Shay Carl. and his family.
Never watched him, but I know there's obviously the weird thing about putting your family life into a camera lens
Well,
and just living life like an open wound.
that is weird, and it didn't bother people at the time. The only thing that eventually
Wasn't
got...
there a thing about like him circumcising his children or something like that?
Oh, I don't know about all that, but...
There was like a weird thing about that led to a controversy, but he was basically outed as a shitty person, wasn't he?
Well, it started when it came out that he cheated on his wife.
That would do it. That would do it.
And that sort of caused, like, hey, this happy vlog family, not so happy. Now it's kind of creepy.
What's up, guys? I'm hanging out with my mistress.
And also, it looking back...
Today we're gonna fuck without telling my wife. Sorry.
Also, it was just kind of weird because, like, this is more of a looking back on it thing, and I don't know how much people have talked about this, but he called, the whole family was called the Shaytards, and every member of the family
That's
had, like,
what that was?
every
I thought
member
that
of
was
the
the name of the fan
family
base.
had, like, a nickname, and it was really weird because it was, like, the oldest son was Son Tard, and it was Mommy Tard, and, like, it was really weird to think about now. And then they had another boy, and they couldn't call him Son Tard because that was taken, so they called him...
Oh, it's Pod Boy.
They called him Rock Tard. And I don't know why. It was so... Oh, yeah, because there were two daughters, and the youngest daughter was already called Baby Tard, so they couldn't call the new baby Baby Tard either, so they called him Rock Tard.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
It was so fucking stupid.
Go Rocktard.
And then he got all weird into, like, fitness, and, like that became most of the vlogs.
Yeah, he used to be really big, and then he was not.
Yeah, he became basically like a fitness channel, and I was like, this is weird now. But yeah, there was them. I only watched them for a little bit. Boyfriend versus girlfriend, the prank versus prank
Oh,
couple.
I remember the prank war kind of thing with them.
They had two
Never
channels.
watched them, but I know the culture.
Yeah, they had two channels. One where it was their prank videos, where they would prank each other back and forth, and then the vlogging channel, which, it really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone anymore that a vlogging couple isn't still together, because how do you maintain that? Especially daily vlogs.
Daily vlogs are like a poison to fucking content producers.
But also when your relationship is built on the content of we're going to prank each other all the time and usually don't enjoy it.
But it gets us money.
Exactly. Like, that's such a bad idea, and I'm glad I don't see it as often anymore. Of course there are still vloggers, and I'm sure there are still vlogging couples, but, like, that format used to be dominant on YouTube, and now it's certainly not. So that's good, at least. And there was another couple, which, again, it was really just a combination of letters, so I might get this wrong, but I think it was CTFXC.
Oh my god, I just had a fucking flashback to that.
You watched them?
Oh my god, I've not thought about that fucking channel in like almost a decade. Holy fuck.
Okay, so how... This will be interesting, because I didn't know you also watched them. What point did you stop? Because they...
I didn't watch them regularly, I just knew who they were, and I remember, I think one of them had like a brain tumor or something, right?
The couple was Ali Speed and Charles Trippy. And...
Charles Trippy. Bro.
And there was a very specific point where I stopped watching. Because they went through a lot. It started with... I don't remember what came first, if it was Charlie joining that band or if it was them getting married. But one of those two things happened first. And then shortly after, whichever one came second, Charlie was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And they were able to remove it safely. To this day, he's fine. But then, shortly after, him and his wife both went through this traumatic experience of him getting a brain tumor removed. He divorced Ali Speed and got with very quickly, which means this woman was already in his life to some extent, a different woman named Allie.
That
And
always weirds me out.
it was so weird. And
Like, hey, this is me and Allie, not that one, a different one. Other Allie. Like,
and it was so weird because
it's like people that dump their girlfriends and then immediately start dogging their twin sister. It's like, what? What are you doing,
Sort
man?
of. But the weirdest thing came from the dynamic between them and the audience, because the audience was so invested in this couple, especially after watching them get married and going through this tumor thing, and like the audience loved the two of them, and especially Allie Speed, because she was that fucking best wife ever, sitting right next to him in the hospital every day, going through this tumor thing. Like, she was great. Everyone loved her. And all of a sudden, a video comes out where Charlie's saying, I'm divorcing her, meet the new Allie, and we're all just supposed to be okay with that. And nobody was.
Like, they tried to make it sound like it was when Aunt Viv got replaced in Fresh Prince.
Yeah, kinda.
Except with that, no one really had anything to say because it was a sitcom.
Now I say
This one is like a parasocial fucking presented as real life.
Yeah, and now I say nobody was okay with it. Obviously, a lot of people were not okay with it, but they still do vlog now. So there was like this immediate, enormous audience swap where like a bunch of people left, but then another bunch of people just came right back in. And so they just kept
To
doing
me, that sounds like he was just tired of being with his partner, but he didn't want to rebrand his content creation. So he thought, how many people are there named Allie that I could potentially replace this Allie with? Like, that's fucked.
And it did just kind of feel fucked because the new Allie, who's I'm not trying to say she's a bad person. I just actually can't remember her new or her last name, so I'm just gonna keep calling her the new Allie. She's like the pretty blonde. She's super conventionally attractive. It just felt like a fucking shitty thing to do to like upgrade your Allie. Like it felt shitty. Like it felt bad.
What was the name of the guy they replaced Eric Foreman with?
Oh, I don't know.
Randy?
Sure.
Randy Foreman?
It was really, really uncomfortable.
No, not Randy Foreman. What was his fucking name?
I actually don't know. I don't think I ever like watched that far.
Eric Foreman, that 70s show.
No, I know he like the show, but like I don't know the character.
Randy Pearson, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
It was super fucking weird, dude. So yeah, a lot of the vlogging channels that I watched at the time, the other big one being Tobuscus, it was just like one after another, there was something wrong with all of them. The only exception...
Oh, he did the intro of darkness, then redness, then whiteness. And
yes.
What are you, audience? What are you doing? Sexually assaulting? Oh, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
How many YouTubers did we used to like that are now sexual predators? That's a fucking...
Well,
that must
I was
be a
just
list.
going to talk about one that, honestly, should still be around, and I'm upset that she's not. It's Jenna Marbles.
Uh-huh.
I still don't know what she technically, if anything, did wrong.
Kind of blackface?
But I've seen the videos that people talk about that. I don't think that was blackface. I think she was just tan.
That wasn't Shanae. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm so upset because here's the thing about Jenna Marbles. Again, like kind of similar to Shane, I watched her back in the day, and then I missed out on a phase, and then I came back. And here's the thing: her content never changed at all.
Uh-huh.
And
Just her doing whatever she wanted to do.
that was the best part. She was this fucking beacon on the internet of just like, I'm just here doing what I've been doing, and it is fun. And
I want to be tall.
I wanna be tall.
Do fun things with my dogs.
Now, I will say
I
this.
want to make myself a disco ball.
Back in the day, it was just her and Kermit and Marble. And there was like a background boyfriend that we kind of knew was there, but he never really showed up. And then obviously that guy left a picture, and just because of familiarity, I was like, oh, I missed that other guy, even though I didn't even really know him or ever see him. And then when I first saw Julian, when I came back, I was like, this feels weird. Kind of like a CTFXC situation, but like obviously very different because I was not attached to the other guy. It just felt weird that there was like a new guy. But then Julian went from he's that new guy to I love this man so much.
He is Julian Solomita, and you will put respect on his fucking name.
Julian is the fucking best, and similar to Ali Speed, he's the best supportive partner, I think, on the internet. When Jenna decided she was going to walk away, he was, like, totally there for it. He's still doing his thing, but I miss Jenna!
We all miss Jenna.
I
There's
hate
not a single person out there who doesn't.
I hate that, like...
Obviously, I'm very happy that this person has walked away from, for all intents and purposes, a very high-pressure situation.
But the
being
problem...
a content creator with millions of subscribers on the internet.
Of course.
All of your videos getting tens of millions of views. And, like, it's a very personal look into your life sometimes. To get away from that and to not have that worry anymore, that's got to be really nice. To just not have to worry about that. To just be able to live your life without any restrictions anymore.
Yeah, it just... What upsets me is that if she walked
But
away...
I miss her putting the dogs in the bathtub.
Right. What upset me about her deciding to leave was that it didn't seem like... Because if she had come and said, look, for my mental health, I can't do this anymore. I got to walk away from YouTube. That's one thing. But it seemed like that wasn't the case. Like, she was still enjoying it. But she felt...
kind of cancelled herself.
That's the thing. Like, she felt like, because of the way canceling happens, that she had done something, which, again, I don't even think was a problem. But that's not the point. She decided, before I get canceled, if that even happens, let me just walk away myself. And I hate that she felt like that needed to happen. That's what upsets me.
Well, this is the thing with YouTube personalities, the parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
They don't know you. They don't owe you a single thing.
No.
Like, you are privileged to look into their lives and get enjoyment out of it. They have every single right to just cut that off whenever they see fit, which is what Jenna did. And like I say, kudos for that. But obviously,
yes, but again,
you're gonna have a sadness because this content that was being produced at one point, which made you genuinely very happy, is no longer being produced anymore. That's obviously going to make you feel sad.
Yes, but again, I feel like the problem is that because if she had said, I just don't want to do this anymore, that's one thing. But it felt like she was forced to stop. Like she didn't...
And again, with the parasocial thing, we don't know the full picture. We never know absolutely everything about what a person is feeling, what they're doing, like... This could have been just the straw that broke the camel's back, you know? There could have been a whole building, mounting pressure of something that we haven't even got any sort of clue as to what it might have been. So you kind of have to do everything with a grain of salt and have the benefit of the doubt here.
I do just hope she's happy. But
absolutely, that's all you can ever hope for.
I miss her shit.
I've not heard anything. They're getting married.
They are.
Neat. So, you know, it's all good. You
yes.
just have there's millions and millions of content producers on the internet by nature. You just sort of have to find the ones that fit the right holes, you know?
Yeah. If she ever does decide to make a comeback, it would be like one of the most monumental things on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. But we've talked about, like, people we sort of watched at one point, fell off, got back into it. Do you have any, like, ride or die channels? Because I have, like, one or two of those.
Game Grumps right now is, like, the big one for me.
I unsubscribed from them months ago, honestly, and I don't miss it a single bit.
That hurt to hear.
I'm sorry, man. It's just every single Let's Play that they were putting out, I was not entertained by it.
Alright, let me ask you this. What was different about it now versus when you enjoyed it? Because I don't feel like anything's changed.
It's the, there's a couple of things. The editing style, the content that they're actually putting out, the fan base, honestly, was a big problem. I don't know. There's a couple of different elements on that where I was just like, you know what? I've not actually clicked on a video of theirs in months. I think the last one I enjoyed was probably uploaded over a year ago now. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I don't want them in my sub box anymore.
Well, that hurts to hear. But I
like both of them still, and I will go and watch old shit. It's just the new shit. It doesn't do anything for me anymore.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't feel like anything about the content has changed.
To you, maybe, but to me, something obviously hits different now. And not in a good way.
I guess. But yeah, that was one of those things where I was subscribed to Aaron because I watched the awesome animations. And then one day in my sub box, I saw he put out a video. Hey, I'm doing this thing called Game Grumps with this guy named John, which we'll get to that in a second. Hold on.
Oh,
we'll get to him in a second. And so I went, and there were 3 videos uploaded at the time. It was literally day 1. I watched all 3 of them. I enjoyed them. It was the first episode of Kirby, first episode of Mega Man 7, and the first episode of... Fuck, what was the third one?
It was Smash, wasn't it?
No, that came way later. Because that was the first Game Grumps Versus.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, what was the third one? I don't remember, but...
Point being.
It was fantastic. Like, immediately funny. And it piqued my interest into who this John person was, so I went and looked at his channel, subscribed to him. That was a mistake.
In hindsight, yes.
But about a year later, in fact, almost exactly a year later, there was a video put up on the Game Grumps channel called Ode to John, where John explained to the camera that he was leaving Game Grumps for kind of unclear reasons, although he said he wanted to focus on his personal channel, and then the frequency of his content did not increase. In fact, it went down. So that was a weird reason. And a new co-host was brought in named Dan Avidan. And you might know him as the lead singer of Ninja Sex Party and co-lead singer of Starbomb and just all-around cool dude. And it all worked out in the end. Dan's been there ever since. But at first, it was a rough transition.
Yeah.
Game Grumps fans who were there at the time will remember that it was not such a smooth transition from John to Dan.
See, I was there during the transition, and like, I didn't have any problems with it personally.
I didn't either.
I was just like, oh, this is new.
I'm
actually a little bit better.
I'm being 100% honest when I say this. The first episode that Dan was in, which was the first episode of their Punch-Out on the NES series.
Yeah, I still sometimes go back and watch that.
It was great. As soon as that episode was over, I was like, this isn't going to be so bad. Because I was worried at first, because they did like the sketch of like, oh, John's gone, who am I going to play games with now? And then it cut to Dan, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Who is this man making action figures have sex?
Right. And I was like, uh-oh, is this going to get worse? And then that episode...
to be fair, like, the new theme song they did, like, they had that really bad one at the start.
Yeah, it took a few episodes for them to figure out how to redo the theme song. And that didn't help some people. But
it's like, you know that audio is going around right now with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's what that like theme song change reminded me of, because like you had the hey, I'm Grump, I'm not so Grump, we're the Game Grumps, and that was the theme, and then it was different, and it was like, we're the Game Grumps, and I'm just like, I think
it was like, we're the Game Grumps, and it was like weird, like.
Yeah, they just really didn't, because I think Dan was putting on like a raspy voice to like imitate John.
Yeah.
But they, for whatever reason, didn't use the fact that he is a professional singer. And
well, he still
now he has a higher pitched
voice.
register, and it actually harmonizes and it works, and that's how it's been since then.
Yes. But I remember like people were so like, oh, now they're not going to sing in the episodes anymore. That was like one of the fun parts. And I'm looking back, it's like,
oh no, they're not going to say the N-word.
Okay, we'll get to that. But looking back, I was like, Dan's literally a singer. You think they're not going to sing in random moments in the episodes anymore? But it took
and this also brought in Steam Train, didn't it?
Well, that's the thing. The original plan, which later this information came out, was that it was going to continue to be John and Aaron doing Game Grumps, And then they were going to have the sideshow of Ross and Dan doing Steam Train.
Sneepane.
Sneepane. But when that timing happened to also coincide with John leaving, it had to be like, okay, well, Dan's just everywhere now, which also people were like, what is up with this guy? And why are you shoving him down our throats kind of feeling?
Why is he everywhere all of a sudden?
But it very quickly, people were like, all right, I'm cool with this.
I mean, Steam Train doesn't happen anymore, but I still go back and I watch the
King's
Sierra
Quest.
games, the Skyrim series, like...
Yeah.
That formula of Ross and Dan was fucking just chef's kiss.
There is a particular dynamic required for a good Game Grumps series. You need the goofy guy and the straight man. Now, when it was John and Aaron, Aaron was the straight man because John was off the walls insane. Not always in a good way. When Dan came in...
Bust a cap in that... No. Bad.
Literally stop. Like spray him with a water bottle. And when Dan came in, the dynamic changed. Aaron became the goofy guy and Dan was the straight man. But you maintained that formula. Ross was also goofy and Dan was the straight man for Steam Train. So it kept the formula. I love Aaron. I love Ross. I don't like Aaron and Ross series as much because neither of them are the straight man.
Yeah, and because, like, they also are both the straight man at the same time as well.
It's
like,
a
they're trying
weird,
to fill both
like...
roles between themselves, but they don't, like, they alternate all the time, like...
Yeah. Which,
Yeah.
again, it's not bad. I'll watch it.
It's all down to personal preference, isn't it? Like, some people love dynamics, some people don't. It's just whatever tickles your pickle.
Yeah. My personal favorites were the ones where it was all three of them, like the Civ 5 playthrough.
Oh yeah, that like 3-hour stretch was fucking just nice to have on as background noise.
And Game Grumps created this amazing like fan culture of like fan created content, the remixes, the animations, just so much. There were the fucking movie trailers, although those were unfortunately mostly John content. All right, so let's talk about John at this point.
This is probably one that's like made me the most sad. Like,
Yeah.
for it to have happened.
So
Because
JonTron,
the content that JonTron has produced over the years, up to a certain point, because I cut it off entirely after a series of events,
Yes.
but the things that he was producing were fucking great. I absolutely loved them. Some of the best content at the time.
his content was AVGN style video game reviews, but he had an entirely different personality that he was approaching it with, and you know, he would like make characters, and his editing style was so intense, and there was just so much about it to love, and it really made him stand out as opposed to a lot of the AVGN type reviews that are just blatant ripoffs of AVGN, and they're not good. John was different. He was entertaining, and when he was on Game Grumps, you know, at the time it was enjoyable. But you could see the seeds of what would eventually become a big problem.
A big problem beginning with R.
So, John, and to a lesser extent Aaron as well, but Aaron has at least said he regrets it, would frequently make jokes involving the N-word. And it was, well, in the earlier episodes it was not always censored. But it became censored once they got their editor Barry, who is his own precious cinnamon bun self.
Bearing in mind this was airing in like
2012.
2013, 2012, 2013.
Yeah, it started.
It was
summer
a
2012.
time on the internet where people weren't as woke.
Yeah, you know, humor was different. People didn't have a problem with it at the time, but looking back on it, it was.
Or like the humor was a problem. Like they found humor in that, like, oh my god, like shock humor, you know?
Yeah, and they were both like in their early 20s, younger than we are now.
Oh, shut up, that's not true.
They were about 22. To be fair, at the time we were 17, so they're still older than us. Imagine. I need you to imagine this for a second.
No.
Imagine yourself when you were 22. Just start one step at a time. Imagine yourself.
Yesterday.
Imagine yourself when you were 22, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Imagine having the platform that they had. I would have got canceled, I'm pretty sure, and I don't even know what I would have done.
I know what I would have done.
It was,
I'm literally convulsing. What the fuck?
and again, I said earlier, I believe in that people can change. And they can, but they don't always. And John didn't.
Oh,
That's why
God.
people don't have a problem with Aaron. He made the same jokes at the time, but he came forward and said, like, that was stupid. I regret it. I wouldn't do it again. John has not said any of that. And then,
As in fact, some would say doubled down.
I think he fucking quadrupled down when he got into a fucking Twitch stream debate about immigration, and the things that he said in that debate were questionable at best.
One thing I remember him saying was that rich black people commit more crimes than poor white people.
Boggling the race baiting shit he said, and has not retracted since.
It's odd that he said all of that shit about immigration when his parents are immigrants, or
Yes.
at least of a different nationality than American.
But you
They're
know
not
what?
from the Middle East. His last name is fucking Jafari. Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But
what
you
are
know
you
what?
doing, you fucking clown?
Psychologically, that's unfortunately common where children of immigrants will still have that kind of anti-immigrant view, because what it happens a lot of the time is when immigrant parents come to a different country, they want to assimilate and be like, no, we're Americans now, or we're British now, or whatever it is. And they instill this belief in the kid as the kid's growing up that where we came from is shitty, and the people who are still there are inferior by default because they're still there, and we're here, we're Americans, this is better. And it's shitty. No one should fucking think like that, but that's why people with John's mentality exist. And it sucks because it went from he used to make questionable jokes to, oh no, he really fucking believes this shit, and he's not backing down a little bit.
And it really does suck because I still reference some of his older jokes because they are fucking legitimately funny.
And
But,
yeah,
you know, you can't do it anymore. I would not feel comfortable putting my enthusiasm and support behind a man who has done the things that he has done.
it sucks. But, Game Grumps are
You
completely
know,
cut
you
ties
cut your
with him.
losses. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, Game Grumps completely cut ties with him. There's no chance he's coming back on this channel. Like, it's not happening.
Because like I said before, there are millions of content creators, and we know maybe like 0.1% of that million still.
Right.
So you just have to find what scratches your itch.
Yeah, and I'll say this: moving to a less problematic thing and a new type of content I've started filling my subscription feed with, video essays. I really like video essays.
Oh Christ! Yep, everyone is either a fucking VTuber or they write video essays. That's what YouTube is right now.
I'm specifically big in the whole of anime video essays, which again, there's a lot of, but.
Did you mean Super Eye Patch Wolf?
And Mother's Basement, and a couple others, like...
Oh yeah, absolutely, there's a load of them. Like, fucking everyone has a fucking essay on something. I've wanted to make one, but then I remember, no one's gonna fucking care about this shit.
I've certainly wanted to make one, I kind of still do, but you have to, like, really find the good ones, because there's so many, like you said, that some of them are really not interesting.
I mean, I saw one about Metal Gear Solid 2, which gave me a fucking mental breakdown, so that's fun.
That's true. So the big channel, which Brooks already said, is Super Eye Patch Wolf, which Brooks actually showed me. Was it the Yakuza video was the first one you sent me?
Probably.
So this guy, Super Eye Patch Wolf, makes...
An affiliate of the Super Best Friends.
A friend of theirs, yeah, absolutely. So is Mother's Basement. He makes anime-related content, for the most part. He's done some other stuff, like Yakuza is a video game, and he's made videos about The Simpsons and Sonic and shit
Oh yeah,
like
he's
that.
done a lot of like TV, media, films, real-life shit recently. He's done videos on like fake psychics and fake martial arts that are really interesting.
Yeah, ooh, that one's really good.
Yeah.
This guy John, is the reason I like JoJo's. Like, I'm not even exaggerating.
And then by extension, he would be the reason for me, because you got me into it, and he's the reason you did it, so there you go.
The Super Best Friends were the first time I'd heard of JoJo's, but I didn't... Everything they said was it was like JoJo memes. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not making me want to watch this necessarily.
I don't know who Dio is. Why are you talking about Dio so much?
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck is Dio?
And so then when I started watching Super Eye Patch Wolf, and a lot of his content, which he's gotten away from a little bit, but he still does it once in a while, is a series of videos called Why You Should Watch Blank. And it would be an anime. And he had one for JoJo's Part 1. And he eventually made one for every part that's been animated so far. And his video about Phantom Blood was the first thing where I'm like, oh, that's what JoJo's is about? Oh, fuck yeah. Let me watch it. And I've not been the same since.
And the snowball effect has reached us to the point where we are how we are now.
Yeah, pretty much. Before I get too carried away on this, it's probably about that time where we should take an ad break.
Here is a video essay on why you should take an ad break in this podcast right now.
Sorry!
You've convinced me. I'm completely sold.
Big thanks to our Patreon.
Yeah.
But if I had to recommend a Super Eye Patch Wolf video for people to watch, it would be The Bizarre Modern Reality of The Simpsons.
That one's so good.
Or he did a video about wrestling.
Well, which one?
He's
about
very
wrestling?
big into wrestling as well. I can't remember. I think the video has changed, but it's like wrestling is fake and why that's awesome or something like that, you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we're thinking of the same one. In that video, he essentially covers... One of the things he does in that video is he essentially covers the entire plot line of the Golden Lovers, which if you're not a wrestling fan, that doesn't mean anything to you, but...
Oh yeah, professional wrestling is stupid and beautiful, and I love it.
That's perfect.
He's also done one on The Undertaker, he's done one on villains in professional wrestling. All of these videos are fucking, like, really well-researched and, like, super well-made.
And the biggest thing I can say to his credit is if he does something in a video that's not well-researched and he's wrong about it, he'll admit to it in the next video.
Yeah, he'll put, like, footnotes and everything, just saying, like, made a mistake.
Yeah.
This isn't how it is.
There was
not bad.
There was a big moment in one of his videos where he was talking about Shonen Jump and how they like rank the series in Shonen Jump, and he made a mistake in calculating how that's done and presented it as fact. And in the next video about Shonen Jump, he was like, "Hey, last time I talked about this, I was super fucking wrong, and I just want to say that this is how it actually is." So, like, he's good about that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of anime channels that I'm into now.
Let's actually, this could be an idea. Let's take a look at our current YouTube subscriptions and just sort of go down the list and talk about each one that we are subscribed to.
Good idea. Let's see.
Because I feel like we've touched on a lot of things that we have fallen out of, but stuff that we are currently with is probably also going to be stuff we were with like 10 years ago or as recently as yesterday. So I feel like that could be a good launch pad for some conversation.
Could be. Where the fuck can I find just a list of who I'm subscribed to?
If you go to youtube.com/feed/channels, you'll get all of your subscriptions in just one big list.
Oh, there it is. I see a list now. Here we go.
Should we go like you do one, I do one?
Sure. So the first one... This shouldn't count, but I'm going to do it anyway. The first one
you can talk about ones that you want to talk about. You don't have to list all of them.
The first one on my list is Bitter Chatter. But
I swear this shit's alphabetical. How is that the first one?
It's the first alphabetical one I have.
No love for numbers or A's, dude? Really?
It just happens to be that way. I don't know what to tell you.
That's
okay.
so weird to me.
So as far as channels we haven't talked about, Totally Not Mark, another video essay channel about anime, but his stuff's really cool. He does a lot of like Dragon Ball Z videos. Or he started off with that, and then he went into reviewing the entirety of the One Piece series. He's done JoJo's. He's doing Hunter x Hunter right now. He'll like dive into a series and review the whole thing, like bit by bit. He's really cool about that. What's one you got?
This is sort of like going on a very specific subsection of YouTubers we've yet to mention, which is British YouTubers.
Okay.
So we're talking the likes of Amazing Phil, or Phil Lester, Dan is not on fire, Daniel Howell. They are Dan and Phil. They make up that double act that's been around since the dawn of time.
I've never watched
You've got
Dan
Tom
and Phil.
Scar, Jack and Dean, various English YouTubers who I've been following for pretty much 10 years now, honestly.
I've watched Tom Ska, but I discovered Tom Ska. Yeah, I discovered Tom Ska.
Yeah, you did, buddy. You definitely discovered him, alright.
I discovered Tom Ska through Ed's World.
Ah, Ed's World, and then of course Our Stuff Movie, which is still being produced.
Yes. And then...
A new one just drops like 2 days ago, actually.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was still, like, making them.
Oh yeah, he's making a shit ton of content. Hasn't really stopped, honestly. It's quite impressive.
All right.
He's got. We'll talk about Tom Scott later when we get to the tease, but he's done so much shit over the years. It could fill an entire episode, honestly.
True, yeah.
But yeah, Amazing Phil I'm subscribed to. Out of the Dan and Phil pairing, he's sort of the one who makes the most content now.
Do they still do stuff together?
They still do stuff together. It's just Dan has taken a backseat and has done, like he's written a book recently. That's been his thing about mental health and all of that, and it's super good.
Nice.
But Phil is basically like one of those story time YouTubers where he will tell a story and like do quizzes and stuff, and it's like it's just nice. It's just fun. I feel like you would enjoy Amazing Phil quite a bit. For me, it fills that Jenna Marbles hole just a little bit. But it's like it's succinctly British. Like you won't get any more British than this fucking these channels here. So maybe check him out if you want to. But yeah, he's very well known over here.
The closest I've got to like a Jenna channel is probably Sea Dog VA.
Oh yeah, of course, Sea Dog, fucking Trash Taste, the boys.
Trash Taste is so fucking wonderful. It is.
I don't know how I found them. I think I just like I've known about Giguk for years because he attended a lot of the anime conventions that I also went to in the past. I've actually like met him a couple of times. He's a super cool guy.
Garnt was the one I didn't know when I first started watching Trash Taste.
Yeah, because like I had that familiarization with him, but I had no idea who the other two were. So
I was the
see
complete
them on Trash
opposite.
Taste and then go into their own channels. I was like, oh, content.
I was the
new fresh videos.
I was the complete opposite when I discovered Trash Taste. I didn't know who Garnt was, but I knew Connor and I knew Joey. Connor more so because I had seen a lot of his like voice acting videos of like I'm gonna try and fix this bad voice acting, or like I'm gonna review this dub voice acting. And then I just started watching his other videos, and now he does like I bought a $50 shitty cosplay from China, and I'm gonna put it on and make my friends look at it.
I'm going to try every Japanese tea available.
Dude, he's insane. I love him. And then I had only seen one video from Joey, whose channel is The Anime Man, where he sat and read all of JoJo's as quickly as he could, and it still took him a couple months. Because this motherfucker can read Japanese, so he has access to literally all the manga.
Oh, brilliant. Good for some.
Right. Meanwhile, you can't get fucking part 6 unless you speak French. I hate that shit. Why does France
even
get
part
it?
5 isn't released in English yet, is it?
No, it'll be released like starting this, I think, fall.
Very soon.
It turns out they have been kind of regular with releasing the JoJo manga in English. It's just it's still going to take years at this point for it to all be in English.
The manga gets released, you have to read the translations, and then the anime gets released, and then you have to watch the anime, and then you actually get the English fully properly translated manga.
Yeah, because it's all fan translations.
I feel
of
like
manga.
we are going to be dead before we see the end of JoJo's.
Dude, quick side tangent here. I get nervous when I think about the fact that Araki's already decided he wants to do part 9, because the dude's just turned 61. He's been writing part 8, which is technically not done yet. It might be soon, but he's been writing that shit for 10 years. Because it only comes out once a month.
For the love of God, if you're going to take anyone, don't take him, or me, or him.
like, I'm knocking on wood so hard right now, but like, if he dies before part 9 is finished, like, I hope part 9 is the last part. I genuinely do, because I wouldn't be okay if he dies before JoJo's is finished.
I mean, it's like before having a fucking Berserk, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Like that guy dying is what made me like so nervous about this, because it's like, he's already 61. He's been writing this part for 10 years. Who knows how long the next one's going to be?
Yeah, for real.
He'll be 70 plus by the time that shit's done. I'm nervous. Now,
I'm gonna be 40.
He looks like he's 40, so like he might just be immortal and I'm worrying about nothing. But
He could be Dio. Haha's a wordo.
he truly like hasn't aged physically though. Like it's kind of weird.
Anyway, YouTubers.
Yeah, so anyway, that was how I knew about Connor and Joey, and I didn't know about Garnt. And so, but then I discovered Trash Taste, and the three of them are so fucking wonderful together. They're just three idiots. I love that kind of dynamic. I love the shit where it's like multiple people that share one brain cell.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking wonderful.
And then there's us where you have them and I don't.
Fuck off.
Hey, come on. I've said fucking all this shit that isn't real and everyone laughed at me. You've yet to have a moment like that. Everyone fucking loves egg salad. Ha ha ha.
Does America have bananas?
Oh, I forgot I said that. I didn't genuinely think that America didn't have bananas. My brainwaves got mixed up and I said something that I shouldn't have said.
I'm looking at my list here. I actually am not subscribed to a lot of channels. I
got a few I can rattle off.
Yeah, you do yours. I got one other one to bring up that we haven't talked about yet.
So I'm looking at it now. There's a channel called Baby Sasta, who I've subscribed to recently.
What do they do?
They're a Lolita girl who does, metal guitar covers.
Oh, okay.
Like Metallica, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath. And just, they wear the prettiest shit and they're just shredding guitar. It's fucking cool.
Alright. There's a market for that.
Bailey Sarian. Have you heard of this person?
Nope.
This is one of the many YouTubers that Ellie has introduced to me. Bailey Sarian does makeup and true crime at the same time.
Okay.
So she will get a true crime story, tell us about it, and do her makeup while she talks about it.
Oh, you know what? My older sister watches this channel. She's mentioned this to me.
Yeah, it's super fucking interesting because the way that she talks about these things and tells stories is really fucking good. And then she's obviously one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. So that kind of helps out with that. But if you love both of those things, if you are a white girl, you'll get a kick out of Bailey Sarian. But
Why? It's almost not even a stereotype anymore. Why do white women love true crime so much?
I don't fucking know.
It's such a weird, like, cultural, like, thing.
I don't know. It's
But
weird.
anyway.
But
True crime's not really my thing, and I also don't watch a lot of beauty channels, so I don't know if this is a channel I'd get into, but it's cool to hear about.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I forget that, like, we're just talking about YouTubers, right? We're not talking about fucking, I'm subscribed to BTS.
yeah.
They have a Bob Ross YouTube channel. That's pretty good.
Do they just upload old episodes of his show?
Yeah, I think they're mostly done now. I don't know why I'm subscribed, but yeah. Brandon Turner, who does YouTube animations, a lot of Game Grumps animated.
Started off as
Only Plays animations.
Yes. Started off with the Game Grumps animations, and then he was so good at them that people just subscribed to him, which is awesome.
Oh, we have to talk about Buff Corell.
Is this the guy that dances in the mirror bad?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
No, you're underselling this. All right, this man is named Buff Corell. He dances in front of a full wall-sized mirror, and he sings, and he's so terrible that he's really good at the same time.
It's one of those, like,
he's nailed being terrible, and it's so fucking funny.
It's one of those, like,
because like you'll have the instrumental playing, and he'll just be doing these weird fucking like really basic moves, and then he'll start singing, and you're just like, oh no. And he does loads of different songs. He's done anime, he's done rock, he's done pop, he's done metal, he does original songs, like, and he's been doing this for 7 years or something crazy like that. And he looks really weird, like, not in a bad way, but like he's really ripped, but he's got like weird hair and like really really thick eyebrows. He looks like fucking Cap'n Crunch. Like, it's so weird, and he has a poster of himself on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's so weird. I don't know how I found out about this guy, but he's just so entertaining. Like if you watch him fucking dance and sing to one of your favorite songs, it'll probably put a smile on your face. Like it's just up a positivity almost, because he's so confident in what he's doing, but you can't even fault him. Like he's doing his best, and I have to applaud him for that.
Yeah, it's certainly like he definitely has the like he's not good at it, but he's so passionate and confident that you're like, you go, man.
His channel description is in all capitals. Hi, my name is Corel Buff Dog Bufford, aka Buff Corel. I am an inspiring singer, dancer, and fitness model. I hope you enjoy the show. Let's get it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's fucking amazing.
It's fucking wonderful. I don't watch his content, but like just the fact that he exists is like a good thing for the world, I think.
I'll sometimes link you to a video as well.
That is true, yes. And also the weird thing, I don't know if you mentioned this, because there was a lot of information to take in about this guy, but he doesn't point the camera at himself.
Yes, he sort of like, he points it at the mirror, so you see like the mirror of him dancing, but then you also see him, like his shoulder, like in the corner as well. Like, it's so fucking weird. And before he starts singing, he always does this weird vocal warm-up, and I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah.
He does like this preamble at the start of every video. I've never understood a single word that he's saying, but it's basically to the effect of, yo, what's happening? It's your boy, it's your Buff Corel. We're gonna be doing this song.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Buff Corel, baby. Back 'em up at that levels. You know how to get down. We back once again. Tell a friend it's your boy Buff Corel with ones and twos.
And like all that shit. And then he does like this vocal test where he's like, this one's, and I've got, what the fuck are you doing?
That's a scary say, yeah. This one.
You're having an episode. Like, holy shit, it's so funny.
It's insane. Also, that sound you just made to imitate his vocal warm-up reminded me. You messaged me just in one word this recently, but chacaron macaron.
Sure.
I kind of hate it, kind of love it. It was one of those things where if you were there, you remember it. If not, we sound insane. It just was. It existed. I don't know how else to describe it. It was a song. It was a song that was like big for like stick figure animations of like things being stupid. It just was just a guy making... It was just... I think it was just a guy making noises, unless it was another language that I'm just not familiar with.
No, that is not a language.
I don't think it was. Just fucking stupid. But at the time, it was fucking great. Anyway, the only other channel I'm subscribed to here, and it does also fit with what you're asking before, like, you watched them at the time, you never really fell off, still watch them now. They just don't post stuff as much anymore, because they've, like, really upped their production quality and it takes a long time to make a video, is Epic Rap Battles of History.
See, I've never been able to get into him.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Wait, why does that not surprise you?
Because I'm noticing a trend where that's a lot of things that I like, is you just can't get into it.
Well, I just find it kind of cringy, honestly. I don't... Nah.
Yeah, I have no idea what to say to that.
It's not really my thing. Like, rap, it has to be done in a certain way. Otherwise, I just get, like, incredibly, like, cringy. Like, I just convulse at the sight of it, so... You just have all these random white guys just dressing up as historical figures and, like, pop culture characters. Just doing, like, these really weird basic raps, and I'm just like, no.
Well,
this upsets me.
If anyone listening had some weird, like, addiction and needed a, like, intervention to get them to stop watching Epic Rap Battles, that probably, what Brooks just said, probably did the trick. You could also spin it in a more positive way of, hey, they take pop culture characters and historical figures, and they make them have a rap battle against each other. And
All right, let's put this to the test, all right? Because it's been a while. To be fair, this was like a few years ago. If I checked him out, and I was like, "Oh God, no, get it away." What is an epic rap battle that you'd recommend to me?
let's see. There's a couple that I like the most, but if I'm trying to come at this of the angle of trying to get someone into it,
Or just something that you know I would enjoy.
see, that's the tricky part because I
They've
don't.
been doing this for like what, 10 years? By the looks of things.
Yeah, just about. Because it started off on Nice Peter. It's Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd, the two guys that do it. It started off as just a series on Nice Peter's channel, but then they made their own channel, and it's been going on there ever since. And the first upload to that channel was 9 years ago. So yeah, about 10 years ago, I'd say, is when it really
Jesus.
started.
The most popular video with 154 million views is Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney.
I'm actually surprised that that's the most popular one. I would have
You
thought
got
it would
Steve
be...
Jobs versus Bill Gates, Rasputin versus Stalin. These are all from like early on, like 8-9 years ago.
Rasputin versus Stalin, yeah, that was 8 years ago. One that
Master
I
Chief
really
versus
like,
Leonidas.
and it's only from about 4 years ago, is Roosevelt versus Churchill. Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill.
Okay, let's give this a go. 3 minutes, alright. What are we working with? That's an advert for pizza. That's not what I want.
I kind of want to watch this along with you, so actually, like, let me know when you get to the...
That's an advert for TikTok. That's not what I want. No, I can't fucking do it. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh no, I can't. That's so fucking cringy. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Don't get mad at me. Don't get upset with me, son. I'm sorry.
But what do you mean
don't
cringy?
understand. I don't understand why it elicits such a reaction from me. But like, no, I just can't fucking deal with that.
But okay.
It's like my dick is just being twisted, and I don't like it.
You have such extreme reactions to things that I just cannot understand why.
I'm not saying this is rational. I'm just saying this is how I react to certain things.
Okay. Well, that's all I got.
Sorry.
Apparently we've shared 2 interests over our years.
You know that's not true.
There's not much.
Right.
You don't like Game Grumps anymore? Like,
I like their old stuff. I'm just not up to date with them. That's fine.
sure.
That's okay. I still enjoy their fucking Sonic playthroughs.
Here's a channel we both liked. It just doesn't exist anymore because that was the point. Let's talk about Unus Annus.
Oh, Unus Annus.
We brought them up last episode.
If you were there, then good. You understand what we're talking about. If you're not, then I don't understand how Unus Annus would look now to the perspective of an outsider.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the point, is that if you weren't there, it's gone. There's no getting into it now. For anyone who truly doesn't know what it was, it is Markiplier and Crank Gameplays, Ethan Nestor, and the two of them did a daily upload. And it was always like, it wasn't vlogs. It was always like, we're doing something actively, and it's usually going to get weird.
The first video was them making breakfast with sex toys.
Yes.
Not using them as sex toys, using them as like
Kitchen appliances.
what is it? They put a dildo on a drill and they made that into a whisk.
Yeah. What was your favorite Unus Annus video?
I don't know if I have a favorite video. I have like favorite bits and moments, like the fitness test where Mark got so legitimately angry that he punched a hole in the wall. And then a video after that was them trying to cover up the hole and don't tell Amy.
I
They're
love
obviously
that.
doing a really shitty job of it. Oh, the entire one man 32 impressions video where Ethan is just butchering various accents, and it ends with him like rapping to "Lose Yourself" by Eminem with the tiny hands. Like that fucking that was great.
I liked the sensory overload tank.
Where they like made it like really smelly and have like loads of bright lights and everything.
There's a bunch of
just
air
full of ice.
fresheners, like strobe lights. They blasted death metal. They put them in like freezing cold water.
Yeah. Oh, I love the one where they were trying to build a doghouse.
Yes.
Ethan is like Markiplier used to be a carpenter or something to that effect, so he knows how to build shit, or like an engineer. And then you got fucking Ethan just trying to saw things, and he's like, Mark,
Hey, Mark,
how do you saw?
how do you saw? And okay, so the other thing about this channel was the overarching theme of that they would upload once a day, every single day for a straight year, and then on the 365th day, they would erase the entire channel. And it
And
was
no one
sort
was
of
allowed to re-upload like full clips or anything like that. There is still like bits and pieces that exist on like TikTok and that, and there's
like you can find compilation
but-
videos of moments.
Yeah, the full videos themselves are all completely gone.
Yeah, the fans respected it enough to be like, we're not going to just re-upload full videos.
Well, I'm sure that there's an archive somewhere that's full of them, but because
There
it
was-
defeats the point of a channel, I'm not going to go and look for it, you know?
Right, yeah, there were a couple, and Mark and Ethan even said if you like just keep it up there, we're gonna go after you, because like that's the point of this channel. So I don't think anything exists anymore, but they kind of had like a little bit of a story going on with the channel. Like there were two characters that Mark and Ethan would play, where they would dress in an all white suit and an all black suit, named Unis and Anis, and they were like
Unis
these-
Annus being 1 year.
Yes, it means in Latin it means 1 year. But the whole point of the channel was the idea of memento mori, remember you must die, nothing lasts forever. And people really
Didn't help my fear of death, honestly, it probably made it worse.
people really got into it. And I didn't know really what the channel was for a long time, but you were watching pretty much from the beginning, right?
Well, I've always been on like the fringes of Markiplier. Like I've always liked his content. I'm not
Yeah.
properly subscribed because
Same.
I don't watch every single video he makes, but I've always been a fan of him to some extent.
Same.
So I think Ellie actually probably put me in the direction of it, and it was pretty early on, like maybe a month or so into their thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really fucking weird as well, because the time frame they did it from, 2019 to 2020.
yeah, they started in like fall of 2019.
Yeah, which of course the fucking pandemic hits. So they had pretty much 3 months worth of videos where it was just them in separate locations doing things on a computer.
Yes. To be fair,
That was a weird part.
they stuck to the daily thing. They made it work.
They did?
Some of those videos are great, like the one where they do the like little educational game for preschoolers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy channel, and I didn't even get into it until there was like 4 months left.
About that, yeah, you powered through that shit. Like,
I
really fucking
marathoned
quickly.
everything. I was like, I am gonna catch up. I am not gonna miss the end of this.
And to be fair, you did.
I watched every single video. It was
And it ended with a
crazy-
live stream, and they had like loads of different recurring people throughout the year sort of come on and congratulate him and everything.
Yeah.
I remember the most vividest memory because it was at a time where I was at work, like 8 a.m, in the toilet, just watching this fucking clock count down to 0, and then when it was done, I was like, that's it.
Yeah. It's over.
Guess I better go back to work now. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so weird. It's such an odd experience.
It was so crazy, but it's something I'm never gonna forget because it was so different, and like
Exactly.
a lot of people thought like, okay, they're like, this is such a popular channel, there's no way they're just gonna like actually
Yeah,
delete
these
it.
videos got like millions of views. Like, it was definitely something that people knew about.
Yeah, it's like they're not actually gonna delete it. Maybe they'll stop, but there's no way they actually delete it, right? And they fucking did. They
And they
stuck to their
did it.
word.
Yeah, they spent the live stream deleting the social medias, and then at the end of it, it was just completely gone.
It was so.
They had limited runs of merchandise, and I was luckily able to snag a like a pin badge with a logo on it. But
Yeah, I never
That
got
was
any
it.
merch because like the couple things I would have wanted like as I was marathoning and like, oh, that merch looks cool, but that was months ago. It's gone now. Like,
yeah, they went through cycles of having different merchandise designs, and if you didn't get it in time, you would never be able to get it.
yeah, sticking to the theme. But it
Yeah,
was
I got like 2 pin badges, one for me, one for Ellie. So
yeah, it was a really really cool like experiment of a channel.
we learned a lot.
Yeah, and when I ever start like getting tattoos, it's one of the ones I want is to put Memento Mori on one hand and Memento Vive on the other. Memento Vive being so it's Memento Mori, remember you must die. Memento Vive, remember you must live, which one of their guests added towards the end of the run, which was really cool. So yeah, that was definitely a
Good
big one.
shit.
Getting away from YouTube a little bit.
I
wanna
have
talk-
people I want to recommend.
Okay.
Cat Icarus.
Very good. He fills
Very
that
good.
JonTron void.
Definitely does. He's been shifting his content recently, and it's been really fucking good. He used to do like videos on specific games and that and events, but now he shifted into doing like genres and other types of things. But super fucking good, super funny, love it. Did you know gaming? Very fun, very informative. Just like, did you know this about gaming?
Did you know?
Ooh.
Yeah, I used to watch Did You Know Gaming. I kind of stopped. I should get back into that.
I put it on as background noise sometimes. It's just fucking. It's pretty neat. Gilly the Kid.
Don't know that one.
He's another like a sit down and look at this thing kind of YouTuber. I don't
Okay.
know what the term is. Like
Yeah.
he's a variety channel about video games. He's done a load of different things like Mega Man, a lot of Nintendo stuff. Just interesting and funny. Glam and Gore, which is aforementioned, being in a relationship with Anthony Padilla. Not uploading as much recently, but yeah, professional beauty guru, special effects makeup artist.
All right.
Really different looks, really super interesting. Good Mythical Morning.
Ooh, yeah, they're fun.
Fucking giants of the industry have been going non-stop since like early '08 and all of that shit. Like,
Yeah, they're one of
still
those-
going today, still fucking entertaining. Like,
They're
love that
definitely one
shit.
of those classic duos that's like just been there the whole time.
100%. Oh, Jenna Marbles. God damn it. What else am I subscribed to? Oh, there's a guy who does anime video essays. He's called Meti, Not the Bad Guy.
Don't know that one.
I've showed you a couple of videos about a couple of his. He does like specific characters and animes. His most recent video, I think, was about the arc in JoJolion about the beetle fight.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, I didn't know that was a thing. What the fuck?
Oh, it's great. It's a great little
Yeah,
arc.
he did a whole like video analysis about beetle tendency.
Yeah.
Calls it. But yeah, no, that's good. Good shit. Michael Reeves, super fucking
Oh
entertaining.
my god, how did I forget about Michael Reeves?
He's popping off lately. He's blowing up. He does shit with robots. He makes really horrifying inventions regarding robots because he's a fucking genius, brilliant, like Tony Stark man in a tiny Filipino gerbil body. Like,
he is
holy fuck.
an insanely talented engineer, and his content mostly revolves around his fans saying, hey, make this really stupid, shitty idea, and then he does. He figures out a way to make it work, and he hates it.
He's made a Roomba that swears. He's made an Elmo doll that recognizes ethnicities.
One of my favorites, just because of how much he hated it, was the chair you can't sit in.
Yeah, that was an idea suggested by his audience, and he fucking hates all of the ideas that his audience suggests because they're dumb and stupid.
The table that'll randomly electrocute you.
Yeah, the robot dog that pees beer. It's all good shit.
It's fucking great.
Another YouTuber, Scott Bawaz.
Okay, who the fuck? Okay. I wanted to get off of YouTube into, like, remember Vine and how that evolved into TikTok? And one of the things is that one of the recommendations I always get in my fucking comments is to do Scott the Woz quotes, and I don't know who the fuck he is.
Hey all, Scott here.
That didn't help.
He does the video game variety show thing. He does reviews, editorials, retrospectives. Like he's done coverage on the E3 events. What are some of his most recent videos actually? Because I didn't know who he was for the longest time. I just heard about him and I was like, huh, maybe I should give him a watch. And then when I did, I was like, his style and the way he presents things in a very dry sense of humor was just fucking funny to me.
Alright.
His most recent video posted today is about Nintendo DS accessories. He's done one about false advertising in video games, video game demakes, Nintendo Switch analysis, just a lot of different fucking really interesting like reviews and shit of various things.
Fair enough.
Check him out. That's all I can say.
Maybe.
Some call me Johnny. He's fucking great.
Never heard of him.
Similar type of stuff. He reviews video games. He does like videos on specific series at a time. So he's currently going through all of the Final Fantasy games. Most recent one being Mystic Quest. Before that, the fourth one. He's done videos on a lot of Nintendo stuff, a lot of current games, a lot of old games, Crash Bandicoot, just a load of different stuff. He's super like really nice to listen to. He's just like a really nice guy, really fun guy. So.
We didn't talk about
That's
Oni
really
Place.
nice. Yeah, well, obviously there's the phases of Oni Plays where you have Ding Dong and Julian, and then not Ding Dong and Julian.
So here's my stance on that switchover.
Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. They're very hit or miss for me.
Well, there's a couple different factors for me. I think the prime Chris Ding Dong and Julian era was fucking untouchable. I loved them so much. That dynamic was insane. But there did come a point where you could tell, especially Ding Dong, but Julian as well, started getting like apathetic towards all things video games. Like it just became the three of them complaining about stuff a lot, which I enjoyed a lot less. And then when Ding Dong and Julian left, which I don't think there was any like drama with that. It was just they wanted to do other stuff.
Yeah, they just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Julian posted a long essay on his Tumblr about it, and to be honest, it made sense.
I've never read that. I should actually look that up. Blah, blah, blah.
You really should. It's about him being in the public eye and not really being comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean, Ding Dong, I mean, it goes with the fact that we keep calling him Ding Dong. No one knows who he actually is. They did not want to really be public figures. But when they left, who's the third guy? I know Zach.
It varies. They do things with Lyle and Tomar and other people.
Oh, okay. I thought there was just like one other third guy.
It rotates a lot.
Here's the only thing. These could very well be funny people. These could very well be great people. I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry if you're listening, Zach. I can't listen to Zach talk. His voice is so...
Yeah, this is a weird thing about you, is that for some reason you just really dislike his voice, whereas I find it, like, oddly soothing in a weird way.
I don't dislike anything about him as a person. I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's hilarious. In fact, I know he's hilarious. I've heard a couple bits that I do genuinely like, but his voice is so grating on my ears. I'm sorry, I can't.
You walk into a forest and then you see Sasquatch and the officer does blue pill. It's hilarious.
I know he is. I just can't.
Alright, fair enough. Some other YouTubers, Super Butter Buns.
Don't know.
Very funny lady, does video game, like introduction videos almost, like, everything you need to know about Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Persona, like, a lot of stuff that's like, this game for beginners.
I need to find more channels run by women. I don't have enough in my life.
Super Butter Buns. Look it up. Super fucking funny. Love their style of humor.
Alright.
What else do I have on my fucking subscriptions? A new one I found recently. They're called The Proper People.
What is that?
Urban exploration.
What is that?
Exploring abandoned malls and buildings and mansions and, like, power stations. Super fucking interesting.
What is that? Okay. Well, alright.
What?
I was trying to...
Well, what do you need? They explore abandoned shit, and it's really interesting.
It was a joke.
Do you understand?
Wait, what's a building? No,
They explore abandoned old shitty buildings. Some of them aren't even that old. Like the video they posted a couple months ago was them visiting it was like a hotel, but also a water park.
fair enough.
It's like super fucking cool because it's literally just a water park with no water and no people. Just shit abandoned. It's super cool to look at.
I know you kind of have already told me you don't particularly like this channel a lot. I don't know if it's a dislike situation, but you just don't actively enjoy them. Super Mega. It's another Let's Play channel. Former editors of Game
I've
Grumps.
seen clips. Clips are funny, but I don't know. It's just I get a lot of what they're providing elsewhere, you know?
Matt and Ryan from Super Mega. Yeah, they're former editors of Game Grumps. They had their own Let's Play channel before joining Game Grumps, kept it going. It got big enough that they just wanted to do that full time, so they don't edit for Game Grumps anymore. I think if I had to pitch Super Mega, they are like a middle ground between Game Grumps and old Oni Plays. They have some of that chaotic stuff that Oni Plays was great with, as well as a little bit of grounded, just talking, having funny conversations.
If Game Grumps is left wing and Oni Plays is right wing, these guys are like a centralist.
Yeah, that's one metaphor, I suppose.
It fits if you know them.
I guess. Also, I just want to say I miss a series that used to be part of the Game Grumps repertoire that Chris O'Neill of Oni Plays helped co-found, which was oh fuck, what was it called? The one where they would draw.
Doodle Dudes.
Doodle Dudes. Luckily those videos still exist. I love those videos so much.
Well, he carried it on with his own channel. I think it was called like
Slightly
it's called
Artistic.
Slightly Artistic.
Which goes to show kind of Chris's sense of humor, which might be slightly
Yeah.
problematic, but
Is it?
I don't
really
think
like?
he holds any genuine shitty beliefs, though.
Well,
Or
I
at
mean,
least-
he did release NFTs a while ago.
The what?
NFTs, non-fungible tangibles.
Oh, what does that mean? What does that have to do with this?
You know how shitty NFTs are, right?
Are they shitty? I thought they were just a thing that people do now.
No, they're a really shitty fucking like cryptocurrency that actively destroys the planet.
Wait, how does it destroy its own digital? What do you mean?
Because they have to have fucking servers and power to feed the servers, and it does environmental damage.
Jesus Christ, I hate everything.
This is not the NFT fucking explanation podcast, alright?
There
You
will
have to
not
go
be one.
and do your own research.
Yeah, alright, fuck me then.
Here's a
I guess no
hint.
one's-
They're not called non-fungible tangibles. That's a fucking joke that I have with myself that other people
Well, it's
seem
really
to
only
enjoy.
one word different.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Super Mega.
That does about it for the YouTubers. Obviously Tom Scar, Trash Taste, and various fucking VTubers.
Yeah, you got way
So
more
many
VTubers.
VTubers. I love VTubers. They're so fucking good.
Favorites being Garagura and
Garagura, Amelia Watson, Calliope
Iron Mouse,
Mori, Corone, Nyanas, Iron Mouse, Zentreya, load of different ones.
I don't even know who some of those were. I know who some of them
Well,
are.
because some
but-
of them are under HoloLive, some of them are under VShojo, which is a different agency. But fucking, you know who Iron Mouse is? She does.
I know who
videos
Iron
with
Mouse
Connor
is.
all
Yeah,
the time.
and Yanners and Corone and Garagura and Amelia Watson and a
You
couple
don't know
of
who
other-
Zentreya is, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, they are entirely unique in that they don't even use their real voice.
Oh,
They use a text-to-speech program.
interesting. I feel like that
Super
takes some
hot.
of the fun away.
No, it adds to the fun. It's so fucking chaotic.
All right.
I will show you Zentreya content and you will enjoy it.
I like Corone because she's like me and has like two functioning brain
Chaotic
cells.
and likes funny noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gura
is adorable, and Calliope Mori is a fucking great rapper, and just really funny to interact with, like with other VTubers.
Calliope Mori
Like
was a guest on an
Kiara.
episode of Trash Taste, and that's a great episode.
Yes, definitely. Look into VTubers if you don't already. It's worth a look, and they're really pretty, so whatever, man.
That's the other thing is I feel like there's two types of audiences where like there's the people who prefer pre-recorded uploaded content like a YouTube video, and then there's the people who prefer a live stream, long form content. And I'm all for like an hour-long YouTube video. Streams,
Well, here's the thing. It really depends on the platform, because if it's on YouTube and it's a stream, I'm absolutely fine with that, but I really struggle with Twitch streams sometimes,
I think
depending on who it is.
I tried to get into different Twitch streams with creators I already followed, like the best friends.
Yeah,
and
literally.
Shit. And I just, whether it's Twitch or YouTube, I just can't sit through it.
Depending on the presentations, like sometimes it will be, say it's a Let's Player, right? And they want to play the video game, but they have to thank the 50 million people who have given them money before they can make one movement, and then there's just constant noises and chimes and custom tones going off whenever anything happens. What
Now,
the
I'll say
fuck
this.
are bits? What is cheering? What the fuck is a hype train? I don't know what any of this shit is. I just want to watch you play Breath of the fucking Wild.
Okay, I don't know what those last two
Why are
were.
you doing it like this?
Sometimes that can add to the stream if the streamer's like really good about it. Like I've seen clips on TikTok.
Yeah, like I say, it's in the presentation. Like, if someone donates like $5 and the robot voice reads out their donation message, and then they get to fucking like bounce off of that.
Right.
That's cool.
And
but,
there are people where it's
like-
I've seen streamers where it's like, if you donate this amount, you can just make something happen during the stream, like play a fucking random fart noise for 500 bits or whatever. And like,
Yeah, New Legacy Inc. do that a lot. They have different custom tones for their Twitch streams.
Yeah,
New
and-
Legacy Inc. do wrestling stuff, and a lot of their tones on Twitch are custom wrestling noises. So
there you
say if you were to donate a certain amount, it would play Brother Devon going, "Oh my brother."
go. Yeah. So
And if you were to donate 30, it would play the Boogeyman going, 30. How old are you? 30. Sure you're not 40? No, I'm 30. But you can have fun with it. Like, there's fun ways to do it. It's just a lot of Twitch streams. I can't deal with 2 hours of someone just thanking people for giving them money. And
yeah.
then, like, half an hour of gameplay, and then another 2 hours of them thanking someone.
And it's not the
and then
fault
it's
of the people doing it. It's just
No,
not
it's
my
just a
type of
flawed
content.
presentation. And it's like I can do YouTube. That's perfectly fine, because the way a lot of VTubers do it is because they do the streams, and then they have separate 8-hour-long fucking streams of them literally just thanking people for donating. That's how mental
wild.
it gets.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, those
Yeah.
people bring in money.
It's fucking crazy. And to be honest, don't blame them.
Yeah.
I'd give them all my money if I could.
I'd fucking be a VTuber if I could. If there was a fucking market for anyone like me.
There definitely is. Like,
don't know
we
if
just
there
need to
is.
get a fucking. We need to get a personality. We need to get like a character for you to play. Like, what would your fucking? Is it bad that my first thought is like fucking just an Italian stereotype, like a little rat like rig animated onto your face, just being like, "Hey, pizza, pasta, pepperoni."
Why a rat?
I don't know, it's funny. Like, imagine a little tiny brown rat in a chef's hat just fucking flinging pizzas at the screen, playing fucking... No,
No.
I'm not being racist. It's just you.
It's just me.
It's just you I'm attacking directly.
With racially charged stereotypes.
Yes,
But yeah,
I am your favorite Martian.
Well, fucking Jesus. I did want to cover non-YouTube video platforms like, remember Vine? You know, that type of shit.
Vine has fucking given an entire culture to a certain generation, and that's fucking horrifying.
What do you mean culture and what do you mean horrifying?
If you go into a fucking classroom right now and you said, and they were roommates,
Oh my
literally
God, they were
everyone in that
roommates.
fucking classroom would reply with what you just said. Oh my God, they were roommates. It's like,
Yeah.
how the fuck does every single person under the age of like 30 know all of these fucking weird random quotes that make no fucking sense on their own? You just had to be there and to see the videos. Like, Stop! I could have dropped my croissant. Or
Look at all
Hurricane
those-
Katrina. Well, like Hurricane Tortilla.
Tortilla.
Watch your profanity. I could list off so many fucking vines. And like, people
Look
just,
at
they
all
understand.
those chickens.
To anyone who doesn't know what the fuck look at all those chickens means, it sounds like you're a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
Just listing off all of these fucking weird references that people understand only through seeing these 6-second video clips from 2014 of how funny they are at the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's kind of crazy how something that was alive for maybe, 3 years?
Just about.
If that can affect a whole fucking generation, like, the power that the internet holds is fucking scary.
That's kind of where I was going with this. Is like it didn't really exist that long. Like it was kind of a blip on the radar of the internet's existence.
It was big at the time. Like, we were making vines, like every other fucker who had a phone.
Everyone was making fun. Dude, I remember there was like a night where every big Viner was online at the same time having like fucking rap battle posts against each other, and like they would wait until someone uploaded one targeted at somebody, and then that person would find it, see it, react to it, post their own video. Like it was a whole night of just this. And I was just sitting there watching all of it.
Some of the most questionable content producers into the limelight, like the Paul brothers. They started on Vine.
They did.
And it's like TikTok is
So did David
replicating
Dobrik.
that, but it's like it's not authentic, if you know what I mean.
What do you
Like,
wait,
Vine
say that again?
It's not authentic with TikTok.
What isn't?
The culture.
What do you mean by that?
It's inherently like, it's like comparing mom and pop's video store to fucking Blockbusters, right?
I don't fully
Like
agree with that.
there's an inherent, like, TikTok is like a massive Chinese company that has like political influence, so much so
Well,
that your fucking old president wanted to ban it and didn't fucking get far with that.
It's owned by one now, but it did not
Yes.
start that way.
But what I'm saying is that it is now a fucking media empire that has rip-off merchandise with a TikTok logo on it, worn by children, as we previously discussed. Vine was just an accessory to Twitter, and Twitter shut it down after several years.
Well, here's where I was
fuck.
going with this. Vine started off as its own app as well, and then Twitter bought it. The reason Vine got shut down is because it couldn't make money. There was like they could not figure out a way to monetize Vine, which it seems kind of weird in retrospect, but especially looking at the pretty simple way TikTok's managed to do it. But if Vine were to have continued to exist, it would be through the way that TikTok exists now. Some big company buys it, puts ads on the app, that's it.
Plus, a lot of TikTok and Vine is like very culturally different as well. Like TikTok is primarily, it started as lip syncing with Musical.ly,
Yes.
and to some extent that still continues, where you have a lot of licensed music as the overall audio, to then people like putting in their own text and like visuals to it. Like we've both done that ourselves.
Yeah,
But with Vine, it was entirely like mostly just sketch comedy and like original content and shitty fucking phone recordings of like TVs and laptop screens and really tinny music. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, it felt like extremely grassroots, pardon the pun.
Well,
it felt
I'm
very homebrewed, whereas TikTok is like sponsored by fucking Saudi Arabia. Visit Saudi Arabia. Do you get those tourism ads? Because I do, and I fucking hate it.
not in the slightest, and I think that's where this weird like corporate disconnect is coming, because I don't view TikTok that way at all. I view it as literally the same fucking thing as Vine.
Well, you're probably just not thinking too hard about it, which is fine, but that's
Thanks.
just how my brain fucking works.
Um,
You know that I superanalyze things to a fault. Like, you know this about me.
But when I take a closer look at the two of them, here's what I see. Vine content was initially just people having fun making stupid 6-second videos because that's all you could do. Then it became like the top 1%ers of Vine flooding everybody's feed, getting progressively less funny as they just bombarded the 6 seconds of their videos with sound effects that everybody was using at the same time. Like that fucking...
And yet none of that has actually lasted. The thing we remember Vine for is just these random strangers making content, and it's like,
Well,
where
those are
they
the videos
now?
that held up
We don't
better.
know. Yeah, that's what I mean.
But what I'm saying is the way the apps have lived and are living is the same. Like, you got the shitty sponsorship deals that the occasional Viner would sign and try and incorporate in their videos, and no one liked it. And then you had the people that initially blew up because they made good stuff, and then once they blew up, they started like fucking just sanitizing the shit out of their content. It became way less interesting, and then they all started collaborating together, and then they got big fucking egos, and that's how the Paul brothers came to exist, and Gabby Hanna and King Batch, and it just kept being that until the app died, and then a bunch of those people went to YouTube to try and sustain a presence, and they either flopped or became vloggers, and then became even more problematic, like David Dobrik and the Paul brothers. And then TikTok came around, and it started the exact same life cycle. It's just lasted longer.
There's a lot more individual facets with a lot of, with mostly TikTok, honestly, because it just owes to the fact that it's corporately funded. It's got a longer life cycle. Like, if I would say to you, like, Thirst Traps and cosplay, and, like, all of that is TikTok exclusive. You never had any of that on Vine, from what I remember.
There were definitely thirst traps on Vine. There was an entire era of that in its like 3-year life cycle. Oh my god, you don't remember the grind on me trend?
I didn't have like an up-to-date smartphone, so I couldn't even make Vines, let alone like look at them. So literally my only exposure to Vine were YouTube compilations.
Oh, then
and
no
whatever you
wonder we're
posted.
looking at this so differently. No wonder you think Vine was such a like a wholesome, like small pop.
I never said it was fucking wholesome. I'm just saying
But,
that it's a
like,
lot
you-
more like
you-
it feels like a lot more independent than.
But it
TikTok.
wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're the same.
I just watched whatever you were fucking doing, and you were really funny. Even though you'll say that you weren't. Shut the fuck up. You were. You made me laugh. Therefore, you're funny. Wee.
It is the dumbest video I ever made, and it's the only one he always refers to. It is the
What
dumbest
are
one I've ever
those?
made.
My shoes. What are those? Ceiling lights. What are those? A singular lamp. Oh, it's so fun. Remember the one you made about Game of Thrones?
Barely.
About how I got on your dick for talking about Game of Thrones the whole fucking time, but you were just not talking about it anymore, and you made like a Vine about it, and you were stood in front of a fucking Stark, like, crest family logo.
No,
and you were just
I
like,
had the, I had
hey,
the, I
have you
had
seen
the,
that,
actually, I had the banner of the Night's Watch, not the Stark family. Thank you very much.
Get fucked. You know what I'm saying? Right? I remember looking at your videos and thinking, wow, my friend is so much more talented and more funny than I ever will be.
Fuck up.
No, make me, bitch.
Everybody, go fucking... You finally cracked 1,000 followers on TikTok, by the way.
Oh, 1,000. I have like 100th of your fucking
Stop
audience.
doing that!
It's funny. It's fucking
not.
funny to me.
It's incredibly uncomfortable for the person you're doing it to.
Let me cope in my own way.
But it's bad.
I don't care.
It's not
I am
good
bad.
for you.
I am Michael Jackson. I'm bad.
Fuck.
Shimon.
Anyway, I don't even remember where I was going with this, but basically, TikTok and Vine are just extensions of each other. Like, TikTok has the benefit of being able to make longer videos, which now you can upload videos up to 3 minutes, which I think is too much, because then you're just becoming
Yeah,
YouTube.
most people are using that just to post fucking like clips from TV. That's a lot of TikTok as well lately. Is just movie clips and TV show clips. You know.
I feel like every time TikTok adds a feature, you get this new wave of content that nobody really wanted and didn't expect when they introduced that feature, and it floods everybody's feed for a while. For instance, when they first introduced stitching, and that fucking girl with the glasses was on
What's the video that lives in your head rent-free? That one,
Everyone-
because I see it every fucking time I go on this stupid app.
everywhere. She's still there once in a while, but I don't see her nearly as often anymore. But
What
like,
is your favorite celebrity interview moment?
oh fuck me! And there's always a new
No
one
hate
of
to these
those.
specific people. It's just they were very unfortunately used in hundreds of thousands of other videos that
Because the
weren't
thing is, you could
funny.
have just posted the clip without the stitch. That's the main thing.
Yes.
And it just drives me nuts when I see someone like make a new one of those. Like, what's an anime fact you wish you never learned? It's like, don't do it. Stop doing that. Stop putting more of them out there. Stop
But then
making
again, none of them will ever live up to that fucking
No,
that girl in the red sweater.
the fuck. I'll never unsee her fucking glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And again, no hate
Yeah,
to that
we're
girl.
not directly attacking these people.
No hate to that girl. She didn't do anything wrong. It's
Yeah,
just-
fuck you and your fucking sweater and your glasses, but
she didn't do
you're
anything
right.
wrong. She just happened to be the vehicle of a horrible trend.
Yep.
But yeah, I you know, and I say this all the time because people look at Vine through rose tinted glasses sometimes, of like the Vine compilations. Those are great because it's showing you the good stuff. Do you know how much shit garbage was on Vine? Like terrible fucking content. A lot.
I know that King Bach made a lot of horribly racist videos, but that's it.
I don't, not even just talking about that. Just bad, unfunny, like actively unfunny videos. And they didn't all come from those fucking top percenter Viners. It was all over the place. It just was the app. You were either going to find something really funny that you were going to quote for the rest of your life, or you're going to find something that makes you go, oh my God, why did they upload this? It just, that is the nature of any platform where people can upload content more or less unfiltered. You're going to find good stuff. You're going to find shit garbage. Vine was no better. They're the same. It's just TikTok, you can see longer videos.
For every road work ahead, you get 100 shitty fucking videos.
Yeah, basically.
Same goes for anything. It's like YouTube. It's like any fucking social media. A lot of it is just bad.
I would love to see what like the peak number of users on Vine was like during its heyday versus how many.
I'm
people
sure we
are
can
on
find that out through a quick Google search.
Yeah, see if you can find that. How many people were on Vine at its peak? And then I'm gonna look up how many people are on TikTok now, because
Here we go. We have the number.
what is it?
Vine reached over 200 million active users.
200 million?
Yeah.
Here's the TikTok number. TikTok has about 1 billion monthly active users.
What?
We estimate that it's increased to 1.1 billion as of now, which was February of this year. And 4 months have passed since then, so it might have gone up even more. TikTok is so much bigger than Vine ever was. A lot more than I thought.
These numbers are fucking unfathomable.
That is...
It's like the
and-
YouTube statistics that we read out last episode. Like,
Yeah,
that's
that is an eighth of the global
unimaginably
population.
big number.
That is an eighth of the global population.
An eighth of the global population is doing, what's the trend right now?
Right now, I don't even know. My feed is so, like, curated at this point, I don't know wwhat's actually going on in the rest of the app.
1/8 of the whole population is doing, it started with the hey, but hey, I said nothing to but hey. Oh, you know what? My favorite one that's a lot of times TikTok will just take Vine things and make it a TikTok thing.
Okay, like what?
Like one thing that I've seen a lot recently. Yo, what the dog doing?
What? I don't know that one.
Hey, yo, what the dog doing?
I don't know this.
It's like this really old Vine of like, I'll see if I can find it and show it to you. But like, I think the setup is that a guy has mints, and someone walks by and is like, "Yo, can I get a mint? Can I get a mint too? Yeah, can you give me a mint?" And then like several hands are taking this mint out of a tray, and then a dog paw slides in, and the guy recording is like, "Yo, what the dog doing?"
I don't know that one.
Let me see if I can show it to you.
And there's
But yeah,
a lot
literally,
of great...
TikTok has taken that audio and has spliced it over so that the meme is you have a situation and then the crux of the video is what the dog would be doing, and it will show sometimes a literal dog just acting weirdly, or it'll be like a character from an anime doing something strange, and it's just the point is that you have a normal scenario and then suddenly, what the dog doing?
I'm trying to see
Probably
if there's...
butchering it, because every time you explain a fucking trend or joke that's online, you don't make it funny.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any like trend or anything.
I just sent it to you on Messenger. You probably have heard the sound at least once. but-
maybe.
And then I'll see if I can send you a video that I saved of it.
What the dog doing?
Okay. I somehow have never seen that before.
Just like the way it sounds, like it tickles me in a funny way. But yeah, sometimes I'll just post it over like derpy clips of dogs, and it makes it funny.
I'm trying to see if there's
See if I
anything
can
that
find
like is a trend that I've been liking a lot of lately, and not really. Like my liked videos is a pretty random collection of shit.
Oh, here we go. Sending it to you on Messenger.
Yo, imagine going to Red Lobster and you get seated next to the crab window. Did you see that one?
Saw that. Yeah, I saw
I love that
He
one.
repeats the joke like 5 fucking times.
Yeah, and his girlfriend's sitting next to him in the car, like, it's not funny. It's not a joke.
not funny,
Stop saying
stop.
it.
It's like me and Ellie.
Yeah.
What the dog doing?
Oh, you know what? I saw that one.
Yes, and like they'll apply that to just random shit, and I find the audio really funny because out of nowhere it's just like, hey, what the dog? I'm gonna stop.
There's
I'm
an
gonna
audio.
stop just saying it.
There's an audio. I haven't been hearing it a ton, but I've heard it a few times that I really like. I think it's from BoJack Horseman, and
Shapes and colors.
no, not that one. It's hey, Princess Caroline. I met
yeah.
John Stamos. That's not
John
John Stamos.
Stamos died.
John Stamos died. I fucking can't. It's one of those audios where like the first few times I heard it, I'm like, yeah, haha, whatever. And then like it like waterboarded me into thinking it's funny because like it just like occasionally would show up again and just kept like re-popping its head into my feed until I just laugh every time.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness today.
It's like I was saying last episode, I love shit that just doesn't stop repeating.
Yeah.
But dude, even just the other part of that song that was a trend a little while ago, where he's like, "I'm on my Wii,"
I'm on my way.
it's just funny.
Yeah.
And that's,
I'm a man, I'm a Canadian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew.
have you heard the different version of that audio where they took out "I am a Jew"?
Yeah, I don't know why they've done that.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
The entire point of that audio is that it's Alex Jones, right? Just
Saying a bunch
I
of
am
shit.
a random
Yeah.
collection of things, and it ends with I am in a scientific matrix system in the process of being inserted in an extermination grid. Like, it's just funny. I don't get why they removed I'm a Jew. Like,
I'm a white guy.
there's probably a
I'm ready
reason
to kill.
for it. I'm just not educated.
Oh, you know what other audio I fucking love lately? It's that
What's
Steve Harvey one. It's just him going, "Kill!" It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the benefit of TikTok over
You agreed to stay away.
I lied.
I lied.
I think
I'm just looking at the ones I've made now.
I think one of the benefits of TikTok is the fact that they have those like built-in audios where like you don't have to necessarily record yourself doing something. You can have this like benefit of this already existing joke that you can then add to. And that's one of my favorite things about TikTok is the way that an audio will spin off into all sorts of different kinds of jokes that weren't originally like what that audio was about. And then, of course, there is also the Vine-esque content where it's just a dude recording his dog getting fucking hit in the face with a water hose and spinning off into the air. It's great.
You know what I hate about TikTok? One thing that I think we can all agree on
What's that?
is that like whenever you open the app up, it will show you an advert, right?
It is so hard to click on the X.
Not even just that. Like sometimes the advert will be different each time, but then you'll get a fucking stretch where every fucking time you open the app, it will be the same fucking advert every single time. The amount of
true,
times recently where I've had to open it and I have to see fucking Ed Sheeran going, "Hello," I'm just fuck off, Ed.
You know, one of my... It's so, like, absurd, it makes me laugh, is that sometimes you get the ads when you're scrolling through. Like, not just when you first open it.
Yeah, I get them too, and they're always for fucking dating sites. And it's like, too busy to date? And it's like,
I don't know
yes,
what this
I'm busy having a fucking partner. That's what I'm busy doing.
I don't know what this particular ad is for, because I've never sat through it. All I know is it's Jojo Siwa, and it's just her sitting there, and she takes like a full second and a half to take an inhale and start saying whatever the fuck it is she's gonna say. But I laugh at it every time because her inhale gives me just enough time to say, this is that JoJo Siwa ad. I'm gonna scroll before she says a word.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to me now. And then there's the fucking, like, I know they do it for like a reason and it's probably beneficial, but everyone ignores it when you're scrolling through for a while, and then you get one of two videos that pop up where it's either the guy who pops up and he's like, hold on, you've been scrolling for way too long, or you get the white guy who goes, I know it's easy to sit here, or I don't even know what he says, I've never listened to him, but
I know it's easy to sit there and go through the social media.
but maybe you should take a break, or whatever it is the fuck he says. I always keep scrolling. I've never come across one of those videos.
this way that I saved money using the... Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There's some...
Yo, you know what's a weird feature?
What?
And this has been happening for everybody. Like, you'll scroll and you'll see, like, live streams, right?
Yeah.
Because TikTok allows for live streaming. You will see the same fucking live stream from, like, 5 different accounts, and it's either the guy, the freak putting watermelon, like, rubber bands around a watermelon.
I can't stand him!
And then there's also fucking just spooky, like, a forest at night fucking guy walking through forest at night.
I don't get that one. I get a lot of, like,
I
people
get that
doing...
a lot, and I get the watermelon guy. I'm like, what the...
I get the watermelon
Why?
guy a lot. I also get a lot of, like, people just doing Sudoku puzzles.
Yes.
And it's
sometimes I
very...
get fucking just women in yoga pants, just the camera is entirely on their butt.
Yep.
And, like, I am complaining because I don't want to see that.
Yeah, there's
Don't
a lot
present
of
it
thirst
to me.
content.
Let me find it.
There's a lot of thirst content. There's entire trends just based on being thirst traps.
Mm-hmm. And then whenever you fucking look at the profile and it says 18, you feel fucking horrified and you want to shut the app off.
It's even worse when it's like fucking 15. I've seen that a couple times and I've been like, what, how?
Stop it. Stop it. You're too young.
Like, literally. Knock it off.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible, like, there's too much of that.
It's the same with any social media. The internet is a wonderful place where there's good shit, but it's mostly bad.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that can sum up the internet. And I think with that, we can bring this episode to a close here.
Oh, my God.
If you want to talk to us about things that you've experienced on the internet or things that we might have forgotten about, you can send us an email. And the address for that is bitterchatterpodcast@gmail.com. We also have social medias. You can either follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and those handles are the exact same. It's @bitterchatpod, where you can find previews of episodes. And we also, Brooks, did something new recently in between this and the last episode. You want to talk about it?
Oh my God, what?
You're the one that did it.
I did.
You know what it is.
What did I do?
Stickers.
Stickers?
We have merch now.
Oh! We have a fucking, we have a store.
Yeah.
We have an online store where you can purchase something with the Bitter Chatter logo on it.
I think right now it's just stickers, but we'll add more shit if we think
I think
of it.
there's t-shirts and a mug as well. Like, God knows why you want to do that, but if you do want to do that, then you head over to redbubble.com/people/bitterchatpod.
There you go.
We just have the logo. If you have any merch ideas, fucking you sell a shirt with egg salad on it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You have made a fucking mistake because this podcast's identity is now tied to us saying dumb shit, me saying incorrect shit, and you posting fucking egg salad.
There's only gonna be 2 more. By the time this episode even comes out, it'll be done.
Wow. End of an era. What's next?
Tuna salad. No more
Strangle.
fucking...
I'm going to strangle you in your sleep.
I'm
I
not
will
doing
fly
it.
over there and I will beat you to death with your pillow.
I'm not doing that. But in that train of thought, we do have our own personal socials. I'll do mine since I'm already talking about it. I have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a TikTok. They all have the exact same handle. It's @thatguy_Carmine. On Instagram, I'm wrapping up the egg salad era. On TikTok, I'm doing my anime shit. And on Twitter, I'm saying whatever else fucking comes to mind. Brooks, what are your socials?
I am on Twitter. You can find me under the name of Strayborn. That is STRAYBORN. Strayborn. I am posting stuff and also things. And then I am also on the TikTok. Recently passed 1,000 followers. Might be back down to 999 by the time this airs. But either way, follow me on there. I occasionally have an idea.
There you go.
That's it. I'm
Did
really
you say
bad
what
at
you,
this.
did you
Can't
say
you
what your
tell?
TikTok was?
Strayborn.
Okay.
Do you want me to say it again? It's Strayborn.
One more time?
Strayborn.
Okay, I think that got it. I think that got it.
Strayborn.
And with that, we are about done here, so thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next episode. Click this
What
5
the dog
second...
doing?
Hey, what the dog do?
Hey, what the dog doing? I'm getting ripped tonight.
No! I hate that one so much! I can't stand that one! Oh, it's the worst current one happening. I can't. I fucking hate that one.
Wow, someone's not getting ripped tonight.
No! R.I.P. that fucking trend. God.
It sound right, boy.